So I've got some ideas, some plans about something that I want to do in this challenge. So what I'm going to talk to you about now, is a challenge within the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project. So this is where I'm at the moment. So today will be day 110. Right now, I've got 41,250 pull-ups left to go. Last year, I did the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 personal challenge project, and I completed that in 152 days. What I'd love to do, is I would love to complete the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project in 152 days. So that means I've got a lot of pull-ups left to go. So I've got 41,250, like I just said, but I've got to do that within 42 days, and that will match the 152 days from the last challenge, so I can complete this challenge in 152 days. So I've got different thoughts on how I'm going to do that and how I'm going to break it down, but today I'm going to target myself on 1,000 pull-ups, and by targeting myself on 1,000 pull-ups today, that's going to give me some insight with regards to this plan that I've got for myself, and I'll share more with you. The weather today, as you can probably tell, is super rainy. Good to see the golfers are still out here though. You know what? Let's see how I get on. I've been here before. I've done the 1,000 pull-ups in one session before. Lots of breathing meditation this morning, lots of focus, lots of visualization on what it's like to do the 1,000th pull-ups, because I've been here before. So I'm about to get to the pull-up bar. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so this is the right hand. So you can see the callus here, it's healed quite a lot. But full disclosure, it is the 29th of August 2023 today, and the last time that I did pull-ups was the 22nd of August. So it's been exactly 7 days, but there we go, that's the healing process. Okay, so 1,000 pull-ups. Getting into that mindset, so visualising what that 1,000th pull-up feels like. So that's a big part of the technique. Fully hydrated, lots of breathing meditation. I've got my water here, and listen, of course we know about the situation with the condensation on the water bottle. Do you remember from last time? So what was happening was the condensation was coming from the water bottle, go into the callus skin, but the callus skin had built up too much. So the moisture had got to the overbuilt callus skin and softened it. So when I was doing the pull-ups, there was an easy tear there. So I've got a clean flannel here. So what I'll be doing is, when I grab my water bottle, I'll be grabbing it with the towel, so reducing the risk of getting too much moisture on the hands. Okay, so there's some learning there from what's been going on, and also I've shaved down the calluses, so they're much better. But today, I'm going to be listening to Post Malone's latest album, Austin. So, 1,000 pull-ups, let's get to it. Okay, so that is 500 pull-ups complete. So, I've just topped up my water now. You can see the condensation on it there. So I'm gripping hold of it. Okay, I feel right now immensely focused. Things that do pop into my mind though are, well, you've only done 500 pull-ups, you've got 1,000 to do, so that's double what you've just done. Thoughts like that will creep in, like you're only halfway through. So what I do is I reframe how I'm thinking. So I see those thoughts, I think, okay, I see that thought coming to me, I think, I see you, I understand you, but a better way of looking at it will be this. I've just completed one pull-up 500 times, and I feel absolutely incredible. I feel euphoric and extremely focused. So right now I'm going to focus on one pull-up. I'm going to do that 500 times, but I can remind myself immediately right now that I've just done 500 pull-ups, or one pull-up 500 times. How did I feel? Well, given the fact that I've just done it, I've got that bottled euphoric feeling and it feels incredible. So I'm going to stay with that feeling that I know, own that feeling, and I'm going to continue and see how we get on. Let's get to it. Okay, so in my left hand I just felt this, how can I describe it? An unusual sensation on this finger right here. And what this is a blood blister, which is, it's not burst yet, it will have to at some point, but this is down to the friction. Of course, what's happening, got this callus here, so I'll have to be mindful of that. Okay, so those of you that know me well know that bare hands grip is my absolute preference. I love that natural grip. What it enables me to do is to be able to connect to my body more. So even that little blister that I've just shown you then, I knew that there was something there. Now, in the past when I've worn gloves, I've not necessarily been that in tune, but going bare hands, it does help. So for anyone that's embarking on large volumes of pull-ups, I'd say be mindful of hand placement. So I talk a lot about precision, not perfection. So it is that hand placement. It's like, where do I like to place my hand? So as you know, it's pronated grip for me, thumbs over. That is my preference. So when I place my hand on the bar, that pronated grip, thumbs over, I want to make sure that that hand placement is exactly where it needs to be. And when calluses or blood blisters like what I've just shown you start to form, it's important that I don't rush the hand placement. I have to really think about the hand placement before I take lift off for the pull-up, because if I'm not mindful of the hand placement, then you imagine doing that 100, 200, 300, 1,000 times, that pull-up. Over time, I won't be connected to my hand, to my body, and of course, I won't know what's going on, so I could be creating more damage. Whereas if I'm more mindful about my hand placement, I can reduce the risk, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so that's 750 pull-ups so far. So we've got 250 left. What I'm going to do at this point is, I love these little things. So I've got my my supplements in here, and I'm going to pop them in my water. So what I've got in there is sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. And there's about 1 gram there, and that'll go in there, and I'll go and fill that 1 litre water bottle back up. But listen, check this out. So, you know, I was just talking to you about the blood blister. Well, it has popped. It's not sore, and I'm treating it, so that's absolutely fine. And yes, I will be continuing 100%. But listen, there it is. Okay, benefits of electrolytes, you need to check out previous videos, but this is going to help me stay hydrated as I power through the pull-ups and also power through the water, the incredible H2O. Okay, so 980 pull-ups so far. I've got 20 remaining, and I want to bring you on this journey with me. Okay. Okay, 15 remaining. It's a beautiful place to be in the mind. Very, very calming. Okay, so I'm starting to get those goosebumps. That's because I know I'm near the finish line, so I'm getting excited. I can feel that now. Most likely, I'm invoking some natural adrenaline to keep going. Okay, we've got 10 left together. So that's 990 pull-ups so far. I can feel that heart rate creeping up. It's because I'm getting excited. I need to calm it down. So how I do that is I focus on my breath, my breathing. Keep that circular breathing. Reduce the heart rate. Okay, so that is 995 pull-ups. 5 pull-ups remaining. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so that is 1,000 pull-ups. How does it feel? You know what? It feels incredible. I feel euphoric, epic, but I feel very calm and relaxed, which is a good thing. I don't want to get too exerted. I don't want that heart rate increasing too much. So what I'll do next is I'll focus on some stretch work and also some deep hydration and deep meditation. So yeah, thank you for staying with me on this journey. I will see you soon. Okay, so that's 40,250 pull-ups remaining. So this is me leaving the training facility right now and coming away, and listen, I am very pleased with myself. So I'm acknowledging the achievement. I've just achieved the target of 1,000 pull-ups. That's what I wanted to do today, and I've achieved it. So it is important to acknowledge that. And I'm grateful to be at the point now whereby I'm bringing you on this journey with me. And you're staying with this, with me on this journey. And listen, I'm gonna share lots of different things. And there'll be times when I might set a target and I might not achieve it, but you're going to know about it. I'm going to bring you on this journey with me. But so far today, 1,000 pull-ups. Fasting wise, I just checked before I pressed record. So 18 hours, 37 minutes. I've been fasting so far. So I'll probably break the fast within the next hour or so. I want to try and get to 20-hour fast. Water-wise, wow. So I've had 8 litres of water so far, but of course I've topped that up with my electrolytes. Water has so many incredible benefits, but I don't want to glug and I don't want to drink in too much air. That's quite common. That sometimes if you drink liquid and you gulp it, you can gulp in air, and that can, of course, you can get air in your tummy. So I'm really mindful of all that. Yeah, I feel absolutely euphoric. How would I describe it? Because I just spoke to someone now, they said, describe it for me. Okay, listen. In your life, you may have achieved something or done something, and you've got that exhilarating sensation, that great feeling where you felt, really happy. So what it's like is, it's kind of like that, but it's very calming. So I don't get overly excited. It's a calmness that comes over me. I accept that I've done 1,000 pull-ups, and I think it's amazing. But it's an interesting sensation, if I'm honest with you. Things seem very clear. I feel very centered in this world. It's a great source of energy, and probably when I come away, it's why I spread that out and say good morning, good afternoon to people, and just ask them how they're doing and have a good chat with them, so I can spread that good energy around. But yeah, listen, this is day one of 42,000 pull-ups in 42 days. Let's see how we get on. Stay with me on the journey. So, I've got 40,250 pull-ups remaining. Let me tell you, today's target is going to be 1,000 pull-ups. But let me just share with you what's been happening with me today. So, I've been to the Unicorn in Chorlton and the Barbican in Chorlton, and I've had some delicious food. So right now, I'm absolutely 100% not in a fasted state. And I'm training much later in the day today, much later in the day. So it'll be about 4 p.m. when I train today. So I've not trained in that capacity for absolutely years, a long time. The majority of the time for me, it is training fasted. This is my preference. And to tell you the truth, I almost didn't come training today. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is discipline. But what I actually think discipline is, to break it down, I think discipline fundamentally is a choice. It is a choice system. You choose to do something, or you choose not to do something, or it's a complex combination of both those things. Do something here, but don't do something there. But ultimately, discipline forms part of a process system. It would be so easy on this delicious sunshiny day in Manchester to tuck into some of those delicious treats that were purchased from the Barbican. But instead, I'm going to attempt to do the pull-ups. I will focus on one pull-up 1,000 times. So one pull-up is the focus. I want to do that one pull-up 1,000 times. So it's not easy to just decide on a Saturday late afternoon, you know what, I'm going to go and do the pull-ups. But it goes back to the choice. So I can relate, but I remind myself of why I'm doing the challenge. And of course, today's day 111. And I'm embarking on a tall order of a very audacious OKR. So for day 110, day 110, it was 1,000 pull-ups. I want to complete 1,000 pull-ups today, and 1,000 pull-ups for the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And I want to do 42,000 pull-ups in 42 days. That's the plan. And that will get me to the 100,000th pull-up for this personal challenge project. That is the plan. I've mapped it out. I've looked at lots of different ways that I can do it. But if I stick to the plan and I achieve what I've set out for myself, then fundamentally I should achieve 100,000 pull-ups in 152 days or less. But I think it's going to be about 152 days. But listen, there's lots of planning and preparing that has gone into this, and I've got a great support system around me. But ultimately it will come down to me. It will come down to my physical performance, my mental strength, my mental performance, my mindset. There are so many different things that go into high levels of performance. But I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm about to get to the pull-up bar. And yeah, let's see how we get on. So there was a time when 500 pull-ups would be the maximum that I would do in a day. Right now I'm 50% of the way through today's challenge, so I've just done 500 pull-ups, and I've just taken 15 seconds just to reflect upon where I'm at right now, how I feel. Okay, 1,000 pull-ups, when I say it, is a lot. It is a lot. But is it really? It's just a number. It is a number. I can think about it differently. I can say, well, I've just spent the last, say, 90 minutes doing 500 pull-ups. I've got to do it all over again. Or I could say, you know what? I've just achieved 500 pull-ups, and really think about how I feel right now. I feel very focused mentally, very, very focused. I'm deep into a book that I'm reading, so I've just been reading now for the last 90 minutes. It's incredible. Hydrating and getting into that nice flow state doing the pull-ups. So I feel absolutely incredible. And I'm reminded that I've been beyond the 500 pull-ups. I'm reminded that I've been to the 1,000 pull-ups, and it feels euphoric. It feels incredible. And the deeper that I get into that flow state, just talking to you now, I can see that I'm getting like the goosebumps. It's a beautiful sensation. Flow for me, how I would describe it is, it's almost like time doesn't exist. So I'm doing the pull-ups and I'm aware of how many I'm doing because I'm using the timer. I'm making a note digitally of the pull-ups that I've done, so I'm consciously aware of what I'm doing. But when I get that rhythmic flow and I've got that circular breathing, I just find myself in a very deep meditative state, so I can just keep going. It's talked about quite a lot by runners when they embark on long distance running. You know, they just get into that state. If you've ever been walking down the road and you've got a runner coming towards you, it is obviously polite to try and move out of the way, but sometimes they can find it quite difficult to just stop because their body is physically in that flow state as well as the mind. And it's kind of like that, but it's a beautiful sensation. I have to be mindful though about the rest time. So obviously I'm speaking to you right now because I'm documenting this. But I don't want to allow my temperature to change too much. I don't want to come out of that flow state, so I want to continue with it. So I'm going to do that. But I feel absolutely incredible. Breathing, excellent. No pains, no aches. Tendons good. Everything's feeling absolutely incredible. Of course, today I'm doing the pull-ups, and I ate about 3 hours ago. So how do I feel? If I'm honest with you, I had a couple of little cheeky burps. I had to share that with you. And I could taste that pastrami from earlier. Should I edit that? I'm going to keep that in. Anyway, the point is this: that does not happen when I train fasted. I don't get any of that stuff. So I'm just grateful that I ate much earlier on today. But other than that, I'm feeling good. It is late in the day. So anyway, let's get to it. 500 more to go. Okay, so I was talking recently with a good friend of mine about success and what that actually means. And I'm sure that lots of different people have different explanations of what success actually means, but let's just put it in the context of, so this person works in finance, so when they talk about success, they talk about day trading and making a win, making a gain, making money. Okay, that's their level. So let's just say for me, let's talk about the pull-ups. I set myself a challenge, say to do 1,000 pull-ups in a day, and I achieve that. I can say, yeah, that feels like a nice bit of success. I feel like I've succeeded in the challenge I've set out for myself. So we had this whole conversation about that, And then it got a little bit deeper, and then we started to talk about knowledge and experience, and I said, well, listen, you've got a tremendous amount of knowledge and a tremendous amount of experience in day trading, in finances, so I'm guessing that if I wanted to know a bit more about that, you could share your knowledge and experience with me, and maybe I could sort of do something with that. He said, sure. He said, well, same with you, with the pull-ups, you could share your knowledge and experience with me, and maybe I won't be doing 100,000 pull-ups, but I could set myself a challenge. And I said, yeah, it's very possible. In both scenarios, it's taking that knowledge and experience, but actually wanting to learn and wanting to absorb that knowledge and experience from somebody else. So actually having that desire to want to do that. So I'd say that, first of all, that's a strong foundation. And then the conversation developed a bit further, and we started to talk about the film The Matrix. So in The Matrix is that scene where Neo all of a sudden plugs this cord in to the back of his head and says, I know Kung Fu. So my friend said, what about now if you clicked your hands and you just completed your 100,000th pull-up? Wouldn't that be amazing? I said, no, it would not. It would not be amazing. And here's why. Because that is the outcome that I want to achieve. I want to do 100,000 pull-ups in 2023. But you know something? It's the journey that is the exciting part. The journey, the process of how to actually get there. The journey provides the learning. The learning provides the knowledge. The knowledge provides the experience. So it's this ecosystem of learning, knowledge, experience, continual process improvement. So when I get to the end of this challenge, I can reflect back, I can share that knowledge and experience with other people. But if all of a sudden I clip my fingers and I'd done the 100,000th pull-up and somebody said, okay, talk us through the 100,000 pull-ups, the journey, I'd say, well, I can tell you up until day 111, day 111, and then all of a sudden I just achieved the 100,000 pull-ups. And I wouldn't recall any of that information. And to me, they're my memories, that's my learning, that is me, that becomes my, that is my knowledge that I can pass on, that I can share. And I'll give a different scenario. Okay, I would imagine that at some point you may have learned to drive a car, okay, and you'll remember that time when you were learning to drive a car and the instructor was talking about mirror, signal, manoeuvre, and you're probably a bit nervous and it was probably a little bit of a bad experience, or you might have had a great experience. Either way, you definitely aren't as good as you are now at driving. Okay, now you can probably get to your car, your phone syncs into the Bluetooth, your favourite song starts playing, you reverse off the drive and off you go, and you might even take a Bluetooth call from a friend, and all of a sudden you're just driving, and you're talking, or listening to the radio, whatever you're doing. So cognitively what you've done there is, you've built up muscle memory, because you're not using as much brain power, because at first when you started to learn to drive the vehicle, you were using more brain power because it was something new, something fresh. So you had to absorb all of this information, all of these data points. But you've now been driving for 6 months, 6 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. And that knowledge is compounded over time, that learning and that experience of doing that thing is compounded over time. And let's just say, let's hope that you've perfected that. In fact, forget the word perfection, let's just say you have experimented with your learning curve, and you thought, right, that doesn't work for me, but this does, and you've practiced and you've got better at that thing. Well, here's the thing, it's a bit like what I'm doing now with the pull-ups, for example. Okay, so the more that I do the pull-ups, the more that I start to increase the volume, for example, I suppose the easier it becomes, because I'm practicing that thing more often, I'm doing that thing more often. But that is the journey, that is a process. So I can talk about that. So I've literally done thousands and thousands and thousands of pull-ups in my lifetime, and I've got memory recall on that, and I know what those experiences are like, so I can share that as a real life experience, not from theory, not from anything like that, from that experience. But if I clip my fingers and all of a sudden I'd done the 100,000 pull-ups and I had no clue how I got there, but I went to the bar and all of a sudden I could just do pull-ups, and somebody said, talk me through how you do a pull-up. I don't know, I can just do them. Experience and knowledge, fundamentally, they are incredible, they're amazing. So I feel like I probably talked a little bit there, but the point being is, you know what, it's the journey. So it's like me right now. 3, 4. That is 1,000 pull-ups, and you know what, it feels absolutely incredible. So I know that journey, I know that process. Day 1,000 pull-ups, done. Okay, so something I want to share is this. I never forget what it was like when I started doing the pull-ups, which is why I absolutely love sharing my knowledge and experience to help other people. Of course I do. At one point I couldn't do one pull-up, and I went through so many different pain barriers, so many different mental challenges and physical challenges. So when I see people and they need help, or if they ask for help, why wouldn't I help? Why would I not help? It's like having all of this knowledge and all of this experience and just keeping it to myself. It just does not make sense. So yeah, I would say if you've got some knowledge and you've got some experience in something and you can help someone in some way, then that leans into that beautiful human algorithm ecosystem, which is add value to others, be useful to others, but keep learning yourself, and most importantly, apply that knowledge. So that's how I start my day today. This little scuff in the trainer. Now, I know it's there. The problem is, will that be an issue for me? There are so many people that I know that scuff their trainers in some way, and it really irritates. And that has irritated me, but I'm going to have to deal with it. Hello there, you lovely people. So today is a beautifully warm day in Manchester, and it's day 112 of the challenge. So it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups today as the target. So this will be day 3 of 1,000 pull-ups consecutively. So day 110, 1,000 pull-ups. Day 111, 1,000 pull-ups. And the plan is day 112, 1,000 pull-ups. My routine has changed to accommodate the 1,000 pull-ups. So I'm still getting used to this new routine. For day 111, I trained at a much later time scale, and also I wasn't in a fasted state, so that is completely out of my comfort zone. But it went well. But my preference is training in a fasted state, which I'm in right now, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's much earlier on in the day. So things that I do prior to going up to that pull-up bar, this one's part of my routine. So for example, breathing meditation, this is a big part for me. If I can dedicate 30 minutes of breathing meditation, incredible. But you know something, I can take 5 to 10 minutes for breathing meditation, as long as it's quality. Hydration, yeah, I've had 3 litres of water this morning with my supplements in, and I'm walking to the training facility, and that part of walking to the training facility, also that is solitude. That's great time for me to deal with any thoughts that I need to deal with, possibly make any calls to people I need to make, or read a book, listen to some low frequency sounds like pink noise, listen to some music, or just listen to the surroundings and whatever's going on around me. And yeah, I'm all packed, all ready to go. But because I know that I'm focusing on 1,000 pull-ups, and I know that I've done that for the last previous 2 days, that mindset is very much focused on the feeling of completing 1,000 pull-ups. So I can relive that moment, that memory recall presents itself as reality to me. So I feel very grateful, very excited, very happy with that result. So I put myself into that mindset, and that's how I'm going to start 112 today. So these are the hands at the moment. I literally did the calluses yesterday. So much better, so much smoother. I've just put a little bit of chalk on now. I should have probably shown you just before the chalk. It's only a tiny bit of chalk. And then this is the other hand here. There we go. So I'd say pain points. This one here is the one to watch out for. Right there. Because the skin there is so thin. But anyway, nothing will happen to it unless I do the pull-ups. So let's do the pull-ups. Okay, so let's get the first 5 pull-ups in there together. I always like bringing you on the first part. So key thing is I'm getting the hands placed on the bar now because I've just done the calluses. The skin feels, of course, very, very fresh. So what's really important is that when I get that hand placed on the bar on both sides, then drop my weight a little bit, okay, because there's always going to be drag on the skin. It doesn't matter how big or thick your calluses are, you will get skin drag because of course you've got gravity working against you, so it's going to pull the skin. So the first part about putting the hands on, particularly when the skin's fresh, is making sure that I get that hand placement so it's right, because once I get that, over time I will develop skin drag, but it will be in a place where the calluses will develop how I want them to develop. I didn't know that first, that's just something that I've experienced over time. But anyway, let's get to the first set of pull-ups. Okay, slight hip tilt, engage the core, off we go. Lovely. Okay, first 5 in, 995 pull-ups remaining, or 1 pull-up 995 times. Before I dive into that, what I want to share with you is this. At one point in my life, I couldn't do 1 pull-up. At one point in my life, I didn't even embark on challenges like this, going to the gym, doing fitness, or anything like that. That wasn't part of my lifestyle. In my life, I've smoked, I've drunk alcohol, I've smoked and I've drunk alcohol at the same time. I have not exercised at all. I've had a lifestyle which is completely different to the lifestyle that I've got now, 100%. And the thought of doing pull-ups or anything like that was definitely not something that was on my radar. It was not a dream of mine. I did not dream to be an endurance athlete training large volumes of pull-ups. It kind of found me. I think for me, I would probably say physical exercise releases so many incredible hormones for me. So I feel already now, so I've just done 10 pull-ups, I already feel different. I can feel those incredible hormones rushing through the body. My mind feels very switched on, very in tune. So I'm very in tune with my mind and with my body. And I kind of fell in love with physical exercise. I think pushing myself to do large volumes is challenging, but it's challenging mentally as well as physically. And that's really important for me. So At first, it's setting realistic challenges, realistic targets. But in the beginning, I didn't even know what that was. I remember getting prepared for the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022, which was the first public challenge that I did. And I remember preparing for it. I think my rep range at the time, using the reps, sets, blocks and milestones process, I ended up getting up to about 7 pull-ups and then resting for 30 seconds. Thinking, well, if I do more in a set, then that'll get me closer to 100 pull-ups, 200 pull-ups, 500 pull-ups, whatever that may be. Whilst that's true, it took me a while to adjust to that, and I got this big sarcoplasmic pump, so I felt like I couldn't go for the long distance in that session and the next day and the day after that. So that's how I got it down to 5 reps within a set, and that worked for me, and that's what I do now. All of this is the journey. The process evolves throughout the journey, but it's important that I reflect upon what I've done, because that helps me plan for what I'm going to do. So why am I sharing all this with you? One of the most common engagements that I have with people is, I used to do, someone will say, I used to train like this, I used to train at the gym, or I used to run, or I used to do this. And it's almost like they go into comparison towards me. Listen, I am not special. I'm just a human being that has decided to do certain challenges and do them in a certain way and understand that process. But I will share that process with you. I will share absolutely everything. But ultimately, I can't do it for you. So if you want to know how to do a pull-up, you're going to have to be the person to actually move into day one and try and do that pull-up. If you decide to do 10 pull-ups or 100 pull-ups, you're going to have to be that person that is going to actually do it. But you know what? I will be that person that will support you every step of the way. That's why I've got my YouTube channel, so I can share my knowledge, my experience, my insights, because at one point in my life I was searching for the same thing. I was searching for somebody to bring me on that journey with them, and it wasn't necessarily there. I had to find my own flow. But you've got to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Expect that things, if you embark on a challenge, expect that things will be mentally and physically challenging. They won't go according to plan all of the time, but it's how you bounce back from that, it's how you learn from that process. Okay, I'm going to sink into deep mindset, deep solitude, and get into hyper-focus and really crank away at these pull-ups. So I'll see you soon. So, 1,000 pull-ups achieved. Day 112 done. So, after the pull-ups, what I love to do is just go for a nice walk and just mentally and physically recharge. And listen, today, what a beautiful day in Manchester, 27 degrees, glorious sunshine. Everyone at the hotel is out, lots of smiles on the faces, great to see. In terms of the remaining pull-ups, seeing that number come down is extremely motivating. So things that I do at times like this is I remind myself of what I've achieved. That is an instant motivator, because it's true, it's factually true. I am leaning into data. So 1,000 pull-ups more achieved today means I am one step closer to achieving the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023, and it feels great. I feel great. I've had some great chats today with some people in the gym. And listen, you know something? I never take anything for granted, because today I've achieved 1,000 pull-ups. The next day, for day 113, I'm going to achieve 1,000 pull-ups. That's what I'm telling myself. But it's not guaranteed. So things that I do to ensure that I can make that a reality are, I focus on my nutrition, my sleep. So we're really digging into rest and recovery here. Lots of breathing meditation. There are so many different component parts that go into rest and recovery. But let me tell you something, sleep, that's a big one. Anyway, there'll be no sleep right now. I'm going to go and hydrate. I'm going to stay in a prolonged deep fast. So now, it's 19 hours that I'm in the fast. And I'm going to stay with that for quite some time. But I will see you for day 113. Okay, this is the last 10 pull-ups remaining. It's been a challenge today. My body temperature has kept increasing, so I've sweat a lot more today. The facility where I'm at right now, the aircon and everything is working fine. So I need to think about what I was doing last night, what I was eating yesterday. I have to kind of go back in time and think about that. But let's get to it. So, remaining 10. Okay, so that's 995. So the hands, I was talking to somebody earlier about why I don't wear gloves. It's probably one of the most common questions that I get asked. Why don't I wear gloves? I feel more connected to the bar without the gloves. I use powder chalk, and I do take care of my hands, my calluses. I treat them regularly. I moisturise my hands. I do all those different types of things. But in the beginning, it wasn't like that. My hands were as soft as a peach. And what happened was, when I first started to do pull-ups without gloves, is that it wasn't so much the calluses tore or anything like that. They had to develop first of all. So the calluses took a while to develop. All calluses are a build-up of dead skin, but it's there as a protective mechanism to obviously prevent our skin from tearing. However, in the early stages of doing pull-ups and having no calluses whatsoever, the skin is so soft, it builds up moisture levels really, really quick, and it's more of a burny sensation. But this normally happens for me on large volumes of pull-ups. So, for example, like now, I've done 995 pull-ups. My hands, they feel it's more of a burning sensation, should I say, on the callus pads. That sounds awful, probably. It's manageable, but it normally builds up when I've not been doing the pull-ups for a while. So obviously I've just been talking to you for a bit now. So when I do these remaining 5, as soon as my hand goes on the bar and gravity kicks in and the weight's there, I'm going to feel that sensation. But it does go, of course. That does go. So let's get the remaining 5 in there for day 113. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, I'm extremely grateful to be at this point now. So that's 1,000 pull-ups for day 113 done. Okay, I'm grateful to be sharing my journey with you. And you know what? Thank you so much. You are absolutely incredible. Getting the feedback from people like yourselves, inspiring different people on the journey to do their own challenges, which is quite a common thing that's happening with me at the moment. That's amazing. So I'm going to share as much information as I can do about my journey. So yeah, today, a bit challenging with the increase in body temperature. So I had to do a lot of breathing meditation today, a couple of stretch outs in between sets, but I got there in the end. So yeah, I will see you for day 114. Okay, so I found out it was the air conditioning. It wasn't working as it should do. That is why the body temperature increased. There were so many people today that just mentioned about the aircon not working as effectively as it should do. At least I know, and I believe that's being fixed now. So I'm excited about day 114. Okay, so this is day 114 of the challenge. 1,000 pull-ups is the focus, it's the target for today. So that'll mean that today is the 5th day of attempting to complete 1,000 pull-ups each session. So giving some highlights, some feedback, I would say this. When I was doing say Monday to Friday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and committing to say 500 pull-ups a day or even 700 pull-ups a day, that focus, it was a completely different type of focus. So for me, I would say, just one sec, that is super noisy. There's a guy just going around in a massive bit of machinery, I don't know what it is. Anyway, it was a different type of focus for me. So suppose I was doing the pull-ups every single day at that volume. So changing it up now and saying, right, I'm going to do, say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1,000 pull-ups each session. This is how it's impacted my life, I suppose. So from a positive perspective, it's freeing up the Tuesdays and the Thursdays away from the challenge itself, meaning I can dedicate that time to lots of different things, whether it's work-related or social-related, family, friends, that type of thing. And I have really enjoyed it, I'll be honest with you, but I've got quite relaxed. So like coming back today for day 114, knowing that for day 113, that was last Wednesday, I think, and it just seems a while ago, with today being Monday. So listen, it's different. I'm enjoying it, but it's a tall order, 1,000 pull-ups. So listen, I'm excited. I am excited. It's a different routine. It's a different type of discipline, and it's a different type of mindset. Let's get to it. You know what? I can't emphasize practice enough. Practice is it is the foundation of that thing that you want to do. So let's forget pull-ups for a second. Let's think about something that you enjoy doing, whatever that may be. So this may be cooking food, it may be playing computer games, it may be driving fast cars, driving motorbikes, or it might be training in the gym, doing deadlifts, muscle ups, whatever it is, whatever that thing is. At one point when you started to do that thing, take yourself back to that in your memory archives and think about how that felt at that time. Was that thing easy to you? Was that thing challenging? Did you enjoy it? Was it that easy that you enjoyed it, that you ramped it up, that you changed it? Did you find that for some reason you could do that thing maybe much easier than other people? Or was it a lot more challenging? One thing that I can say from speaking to lots of different people, whether you are running, rock climbing, doing pull-ups, whatever it may be, is practice is doing that thing. It's doing that thing, and it's doing it often. So I talk about practice, patience and persistence. The practice is the act of doing that thing. The patience, that is a mindset thing. That is thinking, okay, I'm doing this thing now. I need to be patient to let the results present themselves to me. But the persistence is that continuation. It's that never giving up. It's I'm going to be persistent at doing this. I want this thing to happen. So listen, you know something. I'm at 995 pull-ups right now. Doing the 1,000th pull-up, when I say that, there is an immense amount of gratification, of satisfaction, of enjoyment that emanates from me. I can feel it rushing all over my body. But you know something, I remember when I transitioned into wanting to perform pull-ups properly. So I'm going way back now to January 2015, moving into calisthenics, and it was very challenging, physically and mentally. Mentally, I couldn't understand why. At one point, I was doing lat pull downs and I just couldn't lift my own body weight. And going through the complexities of what is the pull-up. So yeah, practice fundamentally, and I've been talking to people today about that. They do different things here, so finding out what they do, why they do it, and invariably practice is a foundational element to that. Okay, so that is day 114, 1,000 pull-ups, 36,250 pull-ups left, done. So just had a very brief conversation with a complete stranger at the hotel that stopped me saying, I've got a very niche look, the grey beard and the cap, a bit like Murdoch from the A-Team. I will take that 100%. Anyway, very brief interaction, probably less than 5 minutes. Asked me kind of who I was. They thought I was somebody famous. Obviously, I am not. And I just ended up briefly telling them about the challenge, the pull-up challenge, and it was a nice little interaction. So why am I sharing this with you now? You know something? That person was brave enough to just have a chat with me about my look, the beard, the hat, all that sort of stuff. But their high energy prompted me to engage with them. Then I shared with them about the challenge that I was doing, and they said to me, and this isn't the first person that I said this, that I should reach out to the Manchester Evening News and let them know about this challenge that I'm doing. And guess what? That's what I've done. So I've done a post on the YouTube community. I've tagged in the Manchester Evening News to basically say that I would absolutely welcome one of their journalists to come down to where I'm training at the moment, which is the Delta Hotel, Marriott, Worsley Park. And guess what? Ask me questions. You can interview me whilst I am performing the pull-ups. Do you know what? That'd be so much fun. I would love to do it, and I can talk to you about what I'm doing as I'm doing it, why I'm doing the challenge, all of those things. And yeah, it'd be lovely to raise some awareness for the 3 charities that I've linked to this particular project. So that's Mind, Shelter, and the Trussell Trust, because this project is coming towards the end now, the challenge. I've got 36,250 pull-ups left. But you know what? Yeah, that voice, that amplification from the Manchester Evening News could get the story out there to not only inspire others, but also to see whether we could raise some money from some incredible organisations, local organisations. Anyway, so being brave, taking that step, doing something different, feels good. Okay, see you for day 115. Okay, so far it's 1,000 pull-ups each session. That is the plan, and I'm 5 days into this new plan. So 5 days in, 5,000 pull-ups, 1,000 pull-ups each session. But as I'm churning away at the pull-ups and they're starting to diminish, what I'm realising is I'm getting one step closer to the finish line, and I would love to invite somebody from the Manchester Evening News, a journalist, to come down to the Delta Hotels, Marriott Worsley, and interview me and ask me questions whilst I'm performing the pull-ups. It's a charity fundraiser, so I could really do with some incredible amplification from a reputable journalism source. 3 charities: Mind Charity, Shelter Charity, and the Trussell Trust. They're the 3 charities that I've attached or connected to this challenge, this project. If you think that these charities are worthy of donations, reach out to me. Okay, so day 115 of the challenge. I've got 36,250 pull-ups remaining. It is super late in the day now, so it's around about 4:15 in the afternoon. And I have broke the fast, so I have eaten. But it's 1,000 pull-ups, and my preference is always training fasted. But you know what? It doesn't always work out like that for me. So today is fit into my lifestyle today, meaning that I get to do all the things that I want to do, which includes the 1,000 pull-ups. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to be here for a while. So this is how the hands are doing right now at day 115. You can start to see that the calluses are starting to build up. So I'll have to treat these shortly. And this is the right hand. So I can see where the pain points are. That one there. We will deal with you. Okay, so this is 115, day 115 of the challenge. It's 1,000 pull-ups today. So far I've done 600 pull-ups, 605 pull-ups. So I've got 395 pull-ups left to go, but you know something? What I want to share with you now is yesterday I put out an Instagram story and I wanted to reach out to the Manchester Evening News to let them know about the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project, and also that I've taken this audacious challenge and I've connected it to 3 amazing charities: Mind, Shelter and Trussell Trust. So, you know, listen, let's see what we can do. They are a Manchester brand. They've got a big voice. The Manchester people are beautiful, you know, so I am really excited that somebody has reached out to me, a journalist has reached out to me, and they are interested in my story. So listen, I will keep you on this journey. Thank you for staying with me on this journey. I'll see you soon. Okay, so this is the last 10 pull-ups remaining now. Some 990 pull-ups so far. Let's get these in together. So, okay, a couple of highlights for you. So, yesterday I put out an Instagram story reaching out to the Manchester Evening News to ask them basically whether they would be interested in hearing my story, share my story, because obviously I've taken the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge and I've connected it to 3 amazing charities: Mind, Shelter and the Trussell Trust. I'm a Manchester lad, born and raised. So, you know, I couldn't think of a better publication, if I'm honest with you, with that level of amplification and voice for the wonderful people of Manchester. So, listen, someone's come back to me today and they said that, yes, they are interested in my story. So, I am excited. Of course I am. And always, there's that ever so slight level of anxiousness. Of course there is. There's excitement and there's that little bit of peppering in of anxiousness because obviously I'm going to be meeting someone who I don't know. So listen, I put myself out there. It's a choice. The choice is that I want to do things that I wouldn't normally do. So I wouldn't normally reach out in that capacity, but I'm doing something different, you know, and I suppose it's like the challenge. One point I couldn't do 1 pull-up. I wanted to do more pull-ups. So I had to put in the practice, the patience, the persistence and keep going. So a lot of the stuff that I want to do, I'm having to do myself. But you know what, that makes sense. So it is good news that, listen, this is day 115 done. 1,000 pull-ups. So that leaves me with 35,250 left. And yeah, I will keep you updated on everything. So listen, whatever you're doing, have an absolutely incredible day wherever you are in this world. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. See you soon. Hakeem, hi. So listen, I'm doing you a video message right now. I've got your email, and to be honest with you, I will send that invite over tomorrow, but 9:30 tomorrow for a Google Meet sounds absolutely amazing. So I just thought I'd send you this back now. I've got 300 pull-ups left to go. So I thought I'll end up messaging you later on, so this is easy for me to do. So thank you so much. I will send you a Google Meet later, but 9:30 tomorrow sounds amazing with me. Looking forward to it. Okay, so I'm super excited today. I'm with Hakeem, an amazing journalist from the Manchester Evening News. So we're just on a Google Meet now. And do you know what? This guy's amazing. So literally, I did an Instagram story the other day, and basically saying that I'd really love to reach out to the Manchester Evening News. And do you know what he did? He reached out on Instagram and then emailed me. And do you know what? It's that thing, when somebody just takes the initiative and goes for it, and I'm so excited. And then things spiraled. So yesterday he dropped me an email while I was doing 1,000 pull-ups. I was about 600 pull-ups in. Anyway, I thought, I haven't got time to drop an email right now, but I want him to know that I'm up for this Google Meet. So I did a video voice message on WhatsApp and sent it. Anyway, we are where we are. We're here today. I'm at the Midland. Hakeem's on here now. I'm telling you something now. Listen, you know something? This guy is part of the team now, isn't it? Because this is not the only challenge. So we're talking about loads of stuff. But listen, I'm going to go now. I don't want to take up too much of his time. So I will see you very soon. Good morning. So this is day 116 of the challenge. I've got 36,000. No, I've not. I've got 35,250 pull-ups remaining. Let's get that number right. Things have really ramped up this week. It's been an exciting week. So much going on. It's been really busy. So this morning I spent a bit of time in breathing meditation. I think because typically my days, they're never the same. They vary so much, So typical start time is say 5:30 a.m. But that first part in the morning is always it's a lot of focus, breathing meditation, hydration, that type of thing, to start the day with positive energy. Very, very important to me. And then of course it can go into the evening because I do a lot of meetings via Google Meet. And I've had some very exciting meetings this week, as you can probably tell from previous days. And of course, the training, the pull-ups, and meeting lots of different people, working with lots of different people, finding out what's going on in their lives. So yeah, I'd say I feel very focused, very fresh, very relaxed for day 116. But you know something, there are so many people out in this world that are doing their own thing, they're on their own journey. And I love working with people like that. And I love looking forward to meeting new people like that. So listen, I want to thank you for staying with me on this journey. I'm really enjoying putting my energy into YouTube. It's a great move for me. Really, really enjoy it. And if you are part of my community, thank you for staying with me on this journey. Anyway, 1,000 pull-ups for today. See how we get on. Okay, so for me, this manoeuvre, so they call them dead hangs. So essentially what I'm doing now is I've got my hands on the bar, pronated grip, nice and wide, thumbs over, and then I'm going to let myself essentially hang from the bar. But what that actually means is I'm just letting all of my body weight just go. So I'm fully extending out, and just really letting all those tendons and muscles just stretch out. Now, dead hangs are absolutely incredible to get a solid foundation for pull-ups, particularly for large volumes of pull-ups, because what you're doing there is you are stretching out your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, and also it can help with grip as well, because of course right now I've got that skin drag because I've got gravity working against me. I'm just hanging, so it's a pure isometric hold. Then you can move into scapular raises. So scapular raises are also incredible, but I'll share more on this in another video. So right now, these are the types of exercises that I will do pre-warm up for the pull-ups, and it's a lovely foundation. In fact, I do them all the time. Scapular raises and hangs, or dead hangs as they're known. Excellent, honestly, beautiful. You should incorporate them. So this is what it's like to embark on day 116, get into the 1,000 pull-ups. The mindset is where it needs to be. I've been here before. I know what that feeling feels like to do 1,000 pull-ups. So I get myself into that mindset, into that zone, and you know what? It feels absolutely incredible. And it's a Friday, and I believe they've got a big charity fundraiser on at the Marriott today, Delta Hotel Marriott, where I am today, for the golf. So there's lots of positive energy emanating, and I can feel it. So I've got it, I'm putting it out there, I can feel it from others. So let's get to it. Okay, so this has just happened. So that callus there has started to peel back, but listen, it's not an issue because it's a clean removal of the dead skin from the fresh skin underneath. I'm going to pop some chalk underneath there now. I'm going to keep an eye on it, I'm going to be mindful, but it will not get in my way. Okay, so that is day 116 done. It's been a super long day today. I've had some amazing conversations with people. It's a Friday, there's some beautiful energy and beautiful vibes that are going on. So yeah, typically I say 90 minutes for 500 pull-ups, give or take. So for 1,000 pull-ups, it's going to be 3 hours. But listen, I've got filming in there, I've got bathroom breaks, hydration breaks, and of course conversations with people, meeting new people. So today, I think there's about 3 people that I've shown how to do a pull-up, and 2 of those people have never done a pull-up in their life. One of those people haven't done a pull-up in something like 20 years. My goodness me. You know what? That feels amazing. That's happened. So the energy has been strong today. My time and my energy are incredibly valuable to me. So when I give that out, I really do mean it. What an incredible day today. So listen, thank you for staying with me on this journey. That is 1,000 pull-ups done for today. And that'll put me at 34,250 pull-ups remaining. Okay, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in this world, have an amazing day. I'll see you soon. Okay, so this is day 117 of the challenge. You know what? I've got 34,250 pull-ups remaining. And today, it's a nice Monday. I'm ready for the pull-ups starting this week. Interesting, this morning, I was having a conversation with somebody about doing something for the first time. So they were talking about something regarding a project that they're working on in manufacturing, and I just referenced talking about starting the first pull-up that I ever did and how I sort of got into it, and we had this whole conversation. And something, here's the thing, with most people, you experience something for the first time, but it's whether or not you are self-aware in that moment to think this thing that I'm doing now is for the first time. So I need to cognitively remember what that feels like. So I remember doing my first pull-up. I remember going back to that point of even considering transitioning into calisthenics, bodyweight movements, and moving away from traditional weighted exercises. And it's the same, conversation I had this morning. This person, they're starting on a brand new project, brand new team, brand new people. Processes remain the same, but people are different. And it's how we adapt and deal with those changing environments. So listen, my message to you is if you are considering starting some type of physical training exercise, or let's just take my journey for example, in January 2015 when I decided to move into calisthenics, bodyweight training, and come away from your traditional sort of weighted exercises. It was a big move. It was a big move for me. Big move mentally and physically. Mentally because I had to get my head around the fact that I was doing something completely different for the first time, but I connected to why that was, why I was transitioning into bodyweight training and moving away from that. So I understood why I was doing it. I really wanted to go through that experience, knowing that, and that is the key thing, the foundation of why I'm doing something. So if you're looking to start something for the first time, it could be running, it could be moving to, say, CrossFit, you could be starting at a brand new training facility, or starting your own physical personal challenge of some kind, whatever it is. Yeah, remember your day one, because it means that you've begun your journey. Okay, so today for me is 1,000 pull-ups. I'm ready for this. I'm excited. I genuinely am. I've done lots of breathing meditation this morning. And when I talk about breathing meditation, what I'm referring to there is moments of solitude, meaning that I am in my own space, on my own, and I'm focusing on my breathing, my breath work, circular breathing, and really connecting to myself in that present moment. So I'm providing myself with that dedicated space and time to just focus on my breathing. That's what I'm focusing on in that moment. And when I come out of my breathing meditation and I know that I'm about to embark on, for example, 1,000 pull-ups, the mindset is where it needs to be. So right now it's one pull-up 1,000 times. Okay, let's get to it. So that moment in the Olympics, when you're watching the runners around the track and they've been running for a long, long time, then all of a sudden this runner starts to break out towards the top middle part and they start to creep forward and forward, and you can sense that their strategy is kicking in. They want that first place, but what they're going to do is they're going to hang back in the wings, but they start to creep forward, and then they start to creep forward, and then it's like third place and then second place. Now that feeling, that rush to get to that point when you've been running for such a long period of time, I imagine that's what it's like, or a similar feeling to what I've got right now. So I'm at 995 pull-ups. I feel absolutely euphoric, mentally, physically, spiritually. I feel absolutely incredible. The only competitor here is me, but it's that rush of knowing that I'm getting to the final 1,000th pull-up. It feels good, and I've got that extra juice in the tank. So without further ado, the remaining 5 pull-ups. Feels incredible, honestly. I'm grateful to get to this point. During today's session for the 1,000 pull-ups, I'm currently reading Dr. Peter Attia's book called Outlive, and it's absolutely fascinating. So I've been reading that now for a good few hours. Absolutely incredible. I'll let you know how I get on with this, but an amazing book. So that is day 117 done, 1,000 pull-ups. So that'll put me at 33,250 pull-ups remaining. Okay, so super interesting weather. So sunshiny, rainy, high winds. 21 hours, 45 minutes. That's the fast that I'm in now. And I feel incredible. Mentally, absolutely on point. I've done some incredible work today, met with some amazing people. But the time that I'll probably run my fast, it's going to be around about, I'd probably say about 22 and a half hours. That is not uncommon for me. But of course, it takes time to get to that stage. You know, at one point in my life, that was not the level that I was used to getting to. But lots of water today. So far, I've had 9 litres of water, lots of supplements, electrolytes, creatine, Pure. Very, very important, the water. Okay, I am absolutely ready for this challenge. Okay, so this is day 118 of the challenge. It's been an early one for me today. So what you're seeing right now, this is me after I've had my one-to-one focus sessions. So I've had 2 one-to-one focus sessions today. So invariably, a lot of the stuff that I do will be on a Google Meet, so in front of a camera. not so much in real person, in real life, if you will, and that's okay because that fits into my lifestyle. But when I have the one-to-one focus sessions, it takes a tremendous amount of my energy because I bring everything to it. That's why I cap it at 30 minutes a session. So what you're seeing right now is what it's like after 2 sessions. I have to decompress. I have to focus on my breathing meditation, hydrate if required, if needed, and get into that mindset that is absolutely 100% paramount for me before I embark on 1,000 pull-ups, which is today's focus. So it's one pull-up 1,000 times. So I'll take that time now. I'll probably take a good 10 minutes. I won't be on any devices. I won't be listening to anything. I will just be having a look around, seeing what's going on at the hotel, watching people go by, hydrating, and just focusing on my breathing. And that's what I'll be doing. And then I'll be starting the pull-ups. So I'm excited. I'm really chiseling away at these pull-ups. I think today is day 8, meaning it's 1,000 pull-ups a day. So for the last 8 sessions, it's been 1,000 pull-ups. So today, let's make that number 9. Okay. You know something? So I'm just going to get out there. So I've just done 1,000 pull-ups for day 118. Yeah. Goosebumps kicking there. I know there's so much going on right now, mentally and physically and spiritually, and I feel absolutely incredible. But I want to say this. The first thing that I do is I acknowledge that I've done my 1,000th pull-up, and I thank me. I'm grateful for me. I say I am grateful for this moment. I'm grateful to be able to achieve the 1,000th pull-up, and I sink into that. And yeah, you can still see it now. So the goosebumps here. So what's going on with me right now is I've got loads of incredible hormones rushing through my body. I probably could continue with the pull-ups if I'm absolutely honest with you, and it's not an uncommon thing for me, but there's a reason why I have the reps, sets, blocks and milestones process, because it keeps me focused, it keeps me disciplined, and that process is fundamental to my performance and my development, because this is a lifelong journey for me. But I've just done some push-ups now, and I love that exercise. It's such a beautiful complementary exercise, pushing all of the blood in the opposing muscles. But listen, you know something, if you are following me on this journey and there's a shred of interest in pull-ups and you're thinking, you know what, I want to try and do a pull-up, I want to get into it. Listen, let me tell you, at one point in my life I could not perform one pull-up. I really could not perform one pull-up. And I went through those stages, those barriers of mentally struggling, in the sense of telling myself that I'm no good, or why can't I do this, or that person over there is looking at me. Listen, you've got to almost expect that things like that might come into your headspace, but know this: the day you start, your first day, that you start to learn the pull-up and the mechanics of the pull-up, that day one, you start your journey, and your journey will take you wherever it needs to take you. And who knows, listen, one day you might decide to do 100,001 pull-ups in a year. I don't know. But listen, that is day 118 done, 1,000 pull-ups. I'll see you for day 119. Starting something new can be extremely daunting. It can be mentally challenging. And somebody I was speaking to the other day, I explained to them that YouTube is my social media platform of choice, where I'm going to spend my time focusing as a content creator, and I'm really enjoying it at the moment. But I'm also recognizing that I'm finding it challenging because it's new to me. So I'm learning about different things like creating thumbnails, putting my content together, writing descriptions, hashtags, using YouTube video tags, cards, end screens, all the different things that are available to YouTube content creators, and you know something, I wouldn't change it, because right now this is the journey for me. It reminds me, it's very much like when I started pull-ups for the very first time. I was excited, I was apprehensive, I didn't know what to expect. Sometimes I thought I knew what to expect, but it absolutely wasn't that thing. So I realised expectations don't always match reality. But I started the pull-ups. I went through those mental and physical pain barriers to get to the point where now I understand what that one pull-up looks like for me. And you know something, I can always learn from that. I can keep learning and keep pushing myself, which is why I put challenges together like the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 last year and the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 this year, because it's not a destination for me, it is a journey. And what that actually means, or what I mean by that, is I'm continuously developing myself as a human being in this world. And somebody said to me the other day, yeah, you're a pull-up master. So something like that, and I thought, I'll take that. But listen, I would say that I have a level of experience and skills and expertise, of course I do, but I've not made it. I haven't made the ultimate pull-up, as an example. I've created a process and a set of principles and precision techniques that enable me to do what I do now. For example, today's 119 of the challenge. So it's 1,000 pull-ups. It's one pull-up, and I'm going to do it 1,000 times using techniques and processes that work. But imposter syndrome does kick in, of course it does. There are times when I'll see somebody or meet someone and they'll perform a pull-up and it'll be absolutely beautiful. And I will tell them, and I will let them know that. And sometimes there's that element of imposter syndrome, and I think, do I actually know enough about what I'm doing? Should I be talking about this with other people? And I'd say that it's a natural thing that can occur for me at times when I almost question my ability to what I'm doing. But I think I've always sort of recognised that about myself. I like to think that I can share my knowledge and experience with others to help and add value to other people. But also at the same time, I need to be continually learning myself and applying that knowledge. So important. So listen, right now I'm dedicating through choice time to put into my YouTube channel, and I'm absolutely loving it. But I've got so much to learn, and it is absolutely 100% a journey. So like when I first started out with the pull-ups, it was tough. Well, right now it's tough because, I'm right at the beginning. But listen, I'm going to keep going. I am going to keep going, and I'm enjoying myself right now. But as you can probably tell, it's super wet and rainy where I am right now, but it's not going to stop me. So I'm in a deep fast. It's Friday. I feel absolutely ready and on point and focused. I've just been listening to Marconi Union before I started filming, and that's really centered me. So let's see how we get on with the challenge for today. Okay, here we are. So right at the beginning, I guess it feels what it feels like to me right now, as it would be to Usain Bolt right before he embarks on his journey ahead of him, which will last for a very short, brief time. But that focus, that mindset of getting into that, and that mindset will be the same, I would imagine, for the likes of Mo Farah as well, who's going for that longer distance. The journey is the journey, and the process will be different depending on what that destination looks like, and that journey will evolve. So whether or not it's a short, fast burst of explosive power and becoming the world's fastest athlete in that moment, or whether you are going for the distance, and that mindset really needs to stay with you for that duration of the process, or whether it's a combination of the two, whatever it is. Right now for me, it's 1,000 pull-ups. but it's one pull up, it's one pull up, and it's one pull up 1,000 times. So we're starting the journey now. We're starting the journey. So now the journey has started. So day 119 has started. So that's 5 pull-ups so far. 995 pull-ups, or one pull-up, 995 times left to go. Feeling good. Listening to Marconi Union today. So here we go. It's been an absolutely incredible session today for day 119. So achieving the 1,000 pull-ups has been beautiful. Lots of really nice, engaging interactions with different people. And to find out that some of those people are, I've inspired them in some way to move into bodyweight training or calisthenics. That's amazing. You need to understand about me that when I recognise that I'm adding value and being useful to other people, it's incredible. So inspiring or motivating people is a lovely thing to achieve, because then they can pass that on to other people, and it's a beautiful human ecosystem to be part of, and I love it. So it's been an incredible today, some wonderful conversations with some incredible people, and I'm one step closer to the 100,000th pull-up. So I am going to relax. I'm still in a fasted state, so it's a deep fast now, but I will indulge in some delights in a bit. So I'll see you for day 120. Okay, so this is day 120 of the challenge. It is super late in the day, way later than I prefer to train, but you know something, it's not going to stop me. So it's 1,000 pull-ups today. I've got 31,250 pull-ups remaining. So I'm not in a fasted state, so I broke the fast on the basis that I had things that I needed to do earlier on today, and to schedule a time for this evening so I could complete those pull-ups. It is different. I've talked about this before, that fasting, training in a fasted state is a big part of my life, and it is my preference for so many different reasons. So if I said to you now, for example, I ate about 3 hours ago, but now I can still sort of feel it. It just feels different. But you know something, I'm not complaining. I'm extremely grateful to be in the position whereby I can do what I've done today, and still come to this incredible training facility and attempt to complete the 1,000 pull-ups. So I'm going to chalk up, get to it, and I'll see you soon. So, as you know, when I get to the bar, the key thing for me is the level of focus is on the precision techniques that I'm going to be using, and to keep the heart rate at a nice rhythm, nice beat, keep the breathing nice and circular, not to get overly excited, to maintain that level of calmness and focus for the long period of time. But I'm also going to listen to a book now, so that's my focus today. So I'm going to be reading my Audible book, and I'm going to do 1,000 pull-ups. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is the hands from today. After 1,000 pull-ups, it's starting to get that skin drag, and those calluses are really starting to pucker up. It's a bit like the skin sort of goes like croquet potatoes, so it goes really obviously crispy and dry because it's getting dried out by the chalk. So I've got to be careful of that because it can split. So these will definitely be treated tomorrow, but tonight I'll be adding moisturiser to them. Okay, so some highlights from today. First of all, it's a lot busier at this time in the evening, and there seems to be a lot of people doing shorter workouts, but like a high turnover of people. It might just be circumstantial for today, but anyway, I've really ploughed into the book that I'm reading. and I've just literally zoned out and I've just stuck to it. I had a couple of bathroom breaks, nothing too major, lots of water hydration, so I've really kept nice and time conditioned on today's session. So listen, you know something, it's very important for me that when I get to this point and I've achieved the goal that I set out to achieve, to acknowledge it in this moment. So right now I'm super proud of myself. I'm grateful to have achieved the goal of 1,000 pull-ups today, and I'm super excited for day 121. So I'll see you very soon. So today will be milestone 7 that I'm going to achieve. So right now it's day 121 and I've got 30,250 pull-ups remaining. So once I move over or reach the 30,000 pull-up mark or 70,000 pull-ups achieved, that will be milestone 7. So I'm excited, I am excited. Today the focus is going to be 1,000 pull-ups, and so far I'm on track with this new target of 1,000 pull-ups each session. I had to treat the hands yesterday. They needed it. So I feel very prepared physically. Mentally, well, I'm not going straight into the pull-ups right now. I'm going to be working. So I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to keep hydrated. And then I'm going to do one pull-up 1,000 times. So I'm super excited for that. See you later. So, before I do any type of work, before I meet with anybody right now, before I speak to anybody or give my energy and my time to somebody else, what I like to do is just take this time for me. So, mindfulness is probably one of the most talked about things, I would say, when it comes to well-being for human beings. Mindfulness, meditation, all of these types of things are discussed. I think sometimes they can be over complex or overly complicated, and they can almost overwhelm some people. I was one of those people. At one point, I thought that because there are so many different ways to focus the mind or connect with yourself as a human being, that I must try all of these different paths, when the truth is I've just got to find something that works for me. And then if that works for me, keep practicing that thing, but enjoy it and understand why I'm doing it. So very simply right now, I'm sat somewhere, I feel very comfortable with the environment. I think that's key. They call it, it's referenced in psychology as psychological safety for a human being. So in basic terms, it's feeling comfortable in your environment from a psychological perspective. So I'm very relaxed where I am right now. I feel safe, I feel good. What I'm not doing right now is I'm not thinking about what's going to be happening later. I'm not thinking about anything. Obviously I'm speaking to you right now, so I'm consciously aware of that, but once this camera gets turned off, I will just kind of sit here in the courtyard looking at passers-by, and just let my thoughts do what they need to do, let my mind settle, focus on my breath. So breathing meditation is a big part. So breathing meditation, what does that actually mean? Okay, well, first of all, it's focusing on my breath. So it's being consciously aware of my breath. So that brings me into that present moment. So that is the only thing that I'm focusing on. And when I do that, and I do that for a period of time, those thoughts that were just sweeping in and out of my mind, they just start to calm down. And I just accept the situation that I'm in and where I am. And it's a beautiful place to be in, because there's no concept of time, in the sense of I'm not thinking about it's 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever it may be. I'm just being in that present moment with myself. So my thoughts, first of all, it's like a complete disarray of motorway traffic or traffic in a busy city, just going all over the show, not knowing who's going to come where or when it's going to stop or when people are going to go, and then it starts to calm down. So it's like being on a single lane in the countryside and just feeling like you're the only person in that area driving along. So it becomes very, very cathartic. I feel very much in control of me and very self-aware, and it's a great place to be. It's a good foundation. It's something that I practice on a daily basis more than once, but I did find it challenging at first because there are so many different books, articles, techniques out there on the internet, and it can become very overwhelming. But it definitely takes practice. And you've got to be patient with it and keep going. Keep that persistency up. So with that in mind, I'm going to take this time for me now. I'll take around about 20 minutes, and then I'll be talking to other people and bringing my energy and giving it to them and focusing on them so they become the most important thing in that moment, and I can help them focus on what matters most to them. So I will see you in a bit for when I start the pull-ups. Okay, so I've got 10 pull-ups remaining, but what I wanted to talk about today was the importance of finding your flow in that thing. So whether it's pull-ups, whether it's push-ups, whether it's dips, bodyweight squats, whatever that thing is, finding your flow, finding out what works for you. Okay, so there are people like me that can share my knowledge, my experience. This is what I do. This is how I do it. This is why I do it. This is where I started, and this is what I found. I can share all that sort of stuff, and I will absolutely continue to do that, and I enjoy it. But here is the thing. You might find something that works for you, and it's a slight change on something that you've learned from somebody else, and then you find your own flow, your own style, your own way of doing that thing. But the secret or the key is to understand and connect, and to understand why that thing is that thing. Why have you changed that thing? Or why do you want to change that thing? Or why does that thing work for you? Or why do you think it works for you? Oh, do you know what? This is a big one. This is probably a video for another time. I've got 5 pull-ups left. I've not forgotten. So, prime example. In your life, have you ever seen somebody, say, for example, doing pull-ups as fast as they can do them, and doing that thing where they don't fully extend on the way down, almost like get to the point where you're doing like, you come down halfway and then you pop up. There are lots of different things people call them, like chicken dippers or something like that. My question is this: does that person know that they're doing that? Are they aware that they're not fully extending, elongating the muscle on the eccentric coming down? So they're focusing heavily on the concentric, tightening up the muscles like on the pull, but on the eccentric, are they coming down? Are they really engaging the scapula? Do they even know what that means? And the truth is they probably don't. But has anyone ever told them that? Have they ever sought to find it out? At some point, we realise that we don't know something that we're doing, whether it's wrong or right. You've got to pay attention, be self-aware, and it's a big thing for me. That's why I focus on one pull-up at a time. So one pull-up and understanding what that pull-up actually means. Why the fluid rhythm of motion? Why the hand placement? Why the hip tilt? Why the breath work? All of these things. Okay, so that's 1,000 pull-ups today, and I've crossed milestone 7, which is 70,000 pull-ups since the challenge started. But technically right now, I've got 29,000 250 pull-ups remaining, and I feel amazing. So I'm super proud of myself, and I'm ready for day 122. Okay, so this is my left hand. I just wanted to point this out because I forgot to mention that today I've had to focus intently on hand placement, as I always do, but even more so because this is what's starting to happen. It's starting to split just that point there. Now, it's not prevented me from doing the pull-ups today, but I've been extremely mindful of it and aware. So day 122, I'm excited to get back to it. So it's actually been 7 days since I've actually done the pull-ups. So this is 7 days later. Honestly, I've needed that recharge in my life. I've done so many different things and I feel incredible. There's lots of stuff going on right now. But you know what? It's 1,000 pull-ups today. I'm continuing with this. I really want to complete the challenge within 152 days to match that of the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 challenge. So listen, I've got a plan. I'm working on that plan and everything's looking good. And most likely it's probably going to be December when I finish the challenge. So I'm excited. We are now officially into autumn and it's beautiful and fresh today. So what are you doing? Have an amazing day. I'm going to get to it very soon. They don't look that great, but they do feel better. See how we get on. Okay, so I'm going to bring you on the first pull-ups with me. So bearing in mind, it's been 7 days now. So last Wednesday, did 1,000 pull-ups. The focus is 1,000 pull-ups today, but it's been literally 7 days. So hands are all choked up. Couple of tips, things that I do. Whenever I get to the pull-up bar, I never assume anything about the pull-up bar, meaning I don't know who was on there before, whether they used liquid chalk, whether there's too much oil or grease on there or whatever it is, because obviously our skin gives off natural oils. So what I do is I take some powder coated chalk and I just rub it on the bars, literally rub it on the bars, then I rub on my hands. So let's get to it. So get the first 5 pull-ups in there. Okay, so I can feel it a little bit on my elbows and my wrists, around the joints. I suppose I've got to warm up. Listen, that's 5 pull-ups. I've got 995 pull-ups left to go, so I will see you very soon. Okay, so feeling absolutely amazing now, but I've got to be honest with you, it's taken me 100 pull-ups to just ease all the joints in. Yeah, maybe 75 to 100. But I feel now like that WD-40 is in the engine and I'm feeling good. I've got to say though, I have been listening to James Blake's new album and there's a track on there called Tell Me. So James Blake and it's called Tell Me. Oh, unbelievable. So yeah, I'm going to get to it. So I've now got 900 left to go. Okay, so that is day 122 done, so 1,000 pull-ups, but listen, I've got to share something with you. I got to 800 pull-ups, and basically, if there's an emergency, should we say an emergency, something that needs my attention, it overrides my focus time on my iPhone. So I get that notification, I think, right, that needs my attention. So I'm there, about 790 pull-ups in, something like that. And I thought, okay, I've got to make a call here. So my choice was to go and make this phone call and deal with that thing. But let me tell you, that cool down from getting to the point whereby it was like 800 pull-ups and cooling down, taking that phone call, taking time out and then coming back. Oh, it was challenging. It was superbly challenging. But I said to myself, so how I deal with those situations is I say, well, I've got 200 pull-ups remaining. Okay, so one pull-up 200 times, but then I'll break it down into time frames and I'll do something different. So I almost keep incentivizing myself, to chip away. And it's important, but I use my own data analysis and my own performance to do that. So it's kind of like high levels of self-motivation in that moment to really push myself on, because mentally, absolutely fine, no problem. Mindset was where it needed to be, but physically, I'd cooled down. And listen, you might have experienced this yourself. It's quite common, for example, say with runners. If a runner has been running for ages in whatever type of weather conditions, and they need to stop for whatever reason, or they're interrupted, yeah, it's that cool down period. But I suppose it's any type of physical exercise that you're doing for a long period of time. If you stop for a bit and cool down, but you've got to go back to it, yeah, it's more challenging to get back into that. But anyway, listen, 1,000 pull-ups done, an immense session today. I'm superbly excited for day 123. Okay, day 123. Friday, feeling super fresh today. I'm excited. So it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups. That's going to be the target for today. Currently, I'm at 28,250 pull-ups remaining. So this is going to take me to the 27,250, and I can feels good. It feels good chiseling away. I want to do the remaining pull-ups, as you know, 1,000 pull-ups each session, and I still am committed to doing that. I am still committed to doing that. But I'm also excited today. There's somebody that's reached out to me where I'm training at the moment who would like just some hints, tips, if you will, on training pull-ups. Listen, of course, that's just like, why would I not do that thing? So hopefully they'll turn up today, and they can jump in on my session, and we'll see how we get on. That's happened quite a lot during this challenge and the one last year, and you know something, I do enjoy it. I enjoy it when somebody says, listen, could you give me a couple of hints and tips on doing a pull-up, or could you show me this, that and the other, or I've always wanted to do one before, I've never been able to do it. And you know something, when you spend that time with somebody and literally within under 10 minutes they are up on that bar, seriously, it's beautiful. Now of course resistance bands do play a big part in that, because depending on that person's physical ability, strength, depends on whether they can actually lift themselves up. But the resistance bands are absolutely incredible, because it helps me to help them specifically train that movement that they want to perform and focus on all of the precision techniques that make up the pull-up. So it's going to happen today, and I'm going to keep doing it with people. I really enjoy it. So I will be there very soon. See you in a minute. Okay, let's get the remaining 20 pull-ups in there together. So 980 pull-ups, 20 remaining. Listen, you know what I've got to tell you, today has been an absolutely amazing day, amazing session, and here's why. I've had so many real authentic connections, real conversations with people. It's been absolutely, I don't even know where to start. Okay, I've had people asking me whether I could show them how to do a pull-up, which is a common theme at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving that, and I'm fine with that, and that's great. To actually having some deep and meaningful conversations just about lots of different things, ranging from the story, how I started the first challenge, 50,000 pull-ups in 2022, touched upon social anxiety, touched upon why I started the challenge, and how that focus was to get me out of that level of social anxiety by integrating and talking to complete strangers, but having a reason to do that, by doing like the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 challenge last year and connecting it to charity. And when you're talking to people like I've done today, it brings me back to those memory archives of what it was like, and to think of how I am now as a person. I've come a long way, honestly. I've come a long way, and I am proud of that. I really am. But listen, it's a journey. Everything's a journey, so I have certain things, tools in my box, if you will, that I do that help me in certain situations. If I'm struggling or finding it challenging, overwhelming, so it could be, in an environment whereby it's really busy, super noisy, lots of different conversations going on, and I can get that feeling of overwhelm, something like that. It's how to deal with it, and I didn't always know those things, but I do now, and I practice them. So it's a bit like the pull-ups. At one point, honestly, I could not do a pull-up. I really couldn't. It was awful. But now I can do more than one pull-up, and I understand the pull-up, and I can train others on the pull-up, and that's amazing. So yeah, a couple of other highlights as well. Listen, I've not been drinking coffee now for 5 days. I can't remember whether I mentioned this already, but yeah, literally, it's been 5 days that I've not been drinking coffee. And those of you that know me, that's 1,000 pull-ups, by the way. Those of you that know me know that I love my coffee, proper quality coffee, getting those beans, grinding it, and all that sort of stuff. But the reason why I stopped on the Sunday, it's Friday today, is because my days have been super long, super busy, doing like 1,000 pull-ups, having lots of different conversations with different people. I think I was self-aware that my stimulation levels mentally were quite high, and I had to really question why that is. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to remove caffeine from my lifestyle. We'll see how it goes. Do you know what, I'm just going to do 5 more. I've got this feeling where I think, have I done 20 so far? So yeah, so I started to remove it, and I was getting up in the morning, and instead of having a coffee, I'm now having peppermint teas. Of course, drinking my water in the usual way, having my supplements, all that sort of stuff, but I do feel different, I'm going to be honest with you, and I need to really listen to that. So here's the thing, right now I've not had caffeine in 5 days, and honestly speaking, I feel like my brain still whips around in its usual way, having the ability to assimilate high levels of information, do lots of different things like doing the pull-ups while reading a book and all that sort of stuff, but it's dialed down a bit. So sometimes when I get overly excited, talking about something that I'm interested in, or with some people that I absolutely love and think are amazing, it can teeter on the verge of, and it kind of crosses over, I get overly excited. So that could teeter into almost that slight anxiousness feeling, because I recognise that I'm getting overly excited. So that part of the brain, that complex, beautiful thing, so it is going to basically shut me down, and that's a problem, and I've recognised that. So obviously I'm high energy right now, and I'm talking to you. That is 1,000. Well, I've done 1,005, but we'll say 1,000 pull-ups for today. Thoroughly enjoyed today's session. Some real deep, meaningful conversations today. I want to archive this. So it was two ladies that I spoke to today, and I'll remember that conversation. I'm not going to talk about what we shared, because some of that is personal stuff, but that was a real, authentic connection. And you know what? Doing a challenge like the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023, and even the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022, just to meet real people and have real conversations about real stuff that goes on in people's lives, and then say, yeah, that happens with me too, or this happened with me. How did you deal with that? Well, I dealt with it like this. That is really good to do. Anyway, I'm chatting on myself. I'm going to leave you to it. I will see you for day 124. Okay, so just walking back now. You know what, I just wanted to say a few things. Today is definitely a bookmark moment for me. Definitely a bookmark moment. Some further great chats just on the way out then. Listen, you know something? Being vulnerable in certain situations is extremely courageous, but it definitely is the pathway to building those strong connections with people. And I think that's been the common theme today. There's been lots of various different types of conversations that have taken place, but invariably it's been someone sharing something, personal about themselves, relatable to the conversation that we've been having. So you'll know some of the things that I would have talked about, and people have done the same thing. So listen, I just want to say people are incredible, and we all have a story. One way or another, we all have a story, but that story can evolve and can change, can develop. Listen, just like this challenge, as I'll always say this, at one point in my life, I couldn't even do one pull-up. At one point in my life. But when I decided I wanted to focus on that and make that a priority, I am where I am now because I made that a priority. Okay, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in this world, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will see you for day 124. Okay, so this is day 124 of the challenge. It's super late in the day today, but it's still gonna happen. So it's gonna be 1,000 pull-ups, but we'll see how we get on today. You know what? I've got to put in the work. It's been a super busy day so far, but I'm fully hydrated. Lots of breathing meditation. So let's get to it. Okay, so that's 1,000 pull-ups done. Day 124. Interesting. So as you can see outside, it's dark now. So training in the evening and training non-fasted. I've talked about this before. It's not my preference. Basically, I am not complaining by any stretch. Great session. 1,000 pull-ups. No impairments at all. Calluses where they need to be. No special treatment is required. And of course, the important thing is I'm chiseling away at those numbers. So I'm super impressed. 1,000 pull-ups in this session. Feel absolutely incredible. No major highlights from today, so this is a short video. I'm going to do some explosive push-ups right now, and then I'm going to go and rest. Okay, I will see you for day 125. Okay, day 125 of the challenge. So it's 1,000 pull-ups. That's going to be the focus for today. I'm currently in a 16-hour fast. I feel absolutely incredible, very focused. What is interesting though, this is super interesting, is that I've not had any caffeine whatsoever. Let's see now, so day-wise 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 days I've not had caffeine for, and I can tell a difference. I really can tell a difference. I would say sleeping wise, my sleeps feel a lot deeper, and I definitely don't struggle getting into a deep sleep. Also, I don't feel overly stimulated in the mind. So, listen, it's coffee's been a big part of my life for a long time. I've been to coffee roasters in Manchester. I talk a lot about coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. I like grinding the beans and the processes that go with it. So right now, genuinely, I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is that it's been, as I say, 10 days, and the journey has been remarkable. I've noticed a big difference in such a short space of time, so I can't ignore that. But I will keep you on the journey with me. So I'm going to get through this rain and get to that pull-up bar. See you soon. Okay, so I have to talk about gloves, because it's one of the most common things that I get asked, why don't I wear gloves? So I explain to people how I've used gloves initially to really grip on the bar, but over time, as I got into large volumes, I just used to get a lot of moisture build up on the hand here, so the glove would almost separate and roll, and then that would build up moisture, and then I'd end up getting calluses or blisters on the inside. But here's the thing, you know what? I would love for somebody to manufacture and create like an amazing glove, because here's the truth, calluses on the hands, that's my body's natural way of minimising impact and injury. Of course it is, so they'll develop over time, but I'll still need to tend to them and care for them. But if all of a sudden somebody had manufactured an incredible glove, I can't even think what it would be made of, but I imagine it almost like a spray-on glove. Something that just, like that spray plaster material. Something where you can spray it on, do your workout, whatever it is, and then with some gentle washing of soap or something, it just comes away. That would be a game changer. That would be an absolute game changer. And I think that'd be amazing for so many different people. Honestly, gloves, not against them at all. It's just that my bare grip hands, they suit my workouts, and I've just not found that glove yet. So if you think you've got something, if you think you've got a prototype, or you know a company that's working on something, listen, send me the gloves through. I will 100% try them on, and I will do the pull-ups, and I will give you my honest verdict and opinion on what it's like to train high volumes of pull-ups with those gloves. Okay, that is day 125 complete. 1,000 pull-ups. Feel absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for staying with me on this journey, and I'll see you for day 126. So this is day 126 of the challenge. So literally I've got 25,250 pull-ups remaining, but I've not actually trained now or done the pull-ups for 14 days. So today is day 14, and honestly, genuinely now, I am excited, but I'm also apprehensive because I have no idea what my capabilities are going to be, where I'm going to be at. I'm going for the 1,000 pull-ups, but listen, I've got to be kind to myself. I've got to stay focused. So we're going to see how I get on. But I'm at a new training facility, which I'm going to show you shortly, and I'm excited about it. So yeah, it's a beautiful, sunshiny, nice, cool, crisp day in Manchester. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so this is my new setup now. So I've got 320 plates. It's going to get me to the bar right here. So it's going to be Techno Gym bar that I'm going to be using. So literally I'm just going to get used to this. See how we get on. Okay, so this is it. So day 126. Let me tell you, new venue is amazing, but it's like anything, I am excited, but it's new. I've tested out the pull-up bar on the Techno Gym equipment, and it feels amazing. But I've not done 100 pull-ups, 500 pull-ups, 1,000 pull-ups on it. I've not done that before, so this is really new to me. So I've got all the equipment here, but we're going to see how we get on. But I'm feeling good. So I'm going to get chalked up. This is what the hands look like so far. So this is the left hand here. The right hand, you can barely make it out. I've just found a decent place to put the Joby, hopefully, so it's literally right there. So I'm recording at the moment, iPhone 11 Pro. Not the latest technology by any stretch, but hopefully it does the job, and I've got it on the Joby, so this angle feels pretty good. Okay, so that's the first 100 pull-ups done. Let me tell you, I feel more out of breath. Definitely. Perspiration starting to kick in around about 90 pull-ups in. It's the temperature control in here at the facilities is amazing. But yeah, definitely more out of breath. Listen, I can tell 14 days of non-training in the way that I normally train doing the pull-ups, 100% I can feel it. So I'm 10% of the way through. So what I'm doing right now after block 1 is I'm reminding myself I'm grateful to be at this point. I am massively grateful to be at this point, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I've got 765 pull-ups remaining. I've got to tell you, it's definitely been challenging getting to this point. So calluses on my hands, I don't know whether you can see those. They definitely need some attention. So literally, how can I say, they just feel like croquet potatoes. So if I come off the bar for too long, say doing some filming or going for a bathroom break or topping up with water or chatting to somebody, what happens is the calluses or the paws, the pads as I call them, start to sort of like inflame and they almost pulsate like a heat, and then they start to cool down, and then when I go on it next, that's when it's quite painful. But obviously once I tend to the calluses and trim the unwanted skin down, that it's not so much. But in terms of where I'm at, breathing wise, I can definitely tell my breathing isn't where it is normally at. I'm focusing on the circular breathing. It's very, very important. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to lie, it's been a challenge and I'm not even there yet. So I've still got some more pull-ups left to go, but I'm aiming for the 1,000 pull-ups, so let's get to it. Okay, so that's 1,000 pull-ups done. Listen, I am super impressed. I'm very grateful to get to that point. It has been challenging today. Honestly, my hands, I showed you them earlier. I'm going to need to tend to those, but so the first 100 pull-ups, it was the breathing that I noticed the most. So I was breathing a lot heavier, which isn't like me. Some pain points around about 400 pull-ups. I had that physical barrier whereby some of the calluses started to rub and chafe and create that pain sensation, and then they start to go a little bit numb from that. And then some major highlights around about 800 pull-ups. It's like I had this big burst of energy. What I do when I've done 100 pull-ups, every single block when I've finished, is I celebrate that, because that is a milestone win. Block 1 complete, milestone win. Block 2 complete, milestone win. And it's important that I do that because it's part of the mindset, the psychology, the process of me as I continue on the journey, because solo pursuits, well, listen, there's only me that's keeping me accountable in this process. So I find segments or parts in the process to celebrate, sink into gratitude. But yeah, so listen, that is day 126 done, and I'm super excited. And it's my first time here, day 1 at the club at Deansgate Square. And you know what? Absolutely incredible people. So Luke, Matthews, and Johnny. I've not met everybody, but do you know what? They've been absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I will see you soon. Okay, so this is day 127 of the challenge. I've got 24,250 pull-ups remaining. I'm under that 25,000 mark. I'd say from training for day 126 to now, a little bit achy, just around the elbows, just a little bit. It's more sort of the ligaments and the tendons around there, a bit of tightness, but I'm ready for 1,000 pull-ups for today. So lots of breathing meditation today, really getting into that zone. And I think for me, I'm still getting into that new routine, because this is a new training facility for me. I've got to find my flow, find my pattern, find out the best times to train that fit in with me, and just get used to things at the moment. So I'm getting there, I'm getting my routine down, I'm getting to meet new people, which is really good. So I am excited. Let's get to it. Okay. So that's 750 pull-ups complete so far today. But I'll be honest with you, my hands, they're very, very painful, and some of the skin is torn. Listen, I didn't do the hands yesterday. That's on me. I didn't prioritise dealing with the hands yesterday. I moisturised them, but I didn't deal with the dead skin, the calluses. And do you know what? I paid the price today. I'll just show you here. So Probably see a little bit. Okay, am I disappointed? Well, listen, it's my call. I'm making that choice. I could keep pushing on now. So my muscles are fine, my ligaments are fine. There's no aches or pains around the areas that you would think there would be normally. But it is the hands, and what I'm thinking is, if at the moment the skin's pulled away, and there's surfaced fresh skin underneath, so that's okay. But if I keep going and it tears, then it could bleed, and that's going to be a problem for me, because the healing process, the healing time for that can be, sort of 3 to 7 days for me, and I haven't got that time to spare. So listen, lesson learned, this is on me. So I'm calling it 750 pull-ups today. The goal was 1,000 pull-ups, not achieved. 750 pull-ups achieved for today. Okay, so I will see you for day 128. Okay, so this is day 128. I'm 200 pull-ups in. My physiology has totally changed in terms of having that 14 days off of non-training, then day 1,000 pull-ups, and then the next day after that 750, even though the target was 1,000, but my hands were ruined. I don't know how much you can tell here, but I've literally chiseled these all down, so they are a lot smoother. They probably look worse than they are, but it makes a big difference. So I'm sinking into it now. I'm familiar with my facilities here, getting to know different people. Everyone is super friendly here. I'm getting to know the bar, getting to know how I'm getting myself set up. All of those things, I've always said this, routine is so important to me. Getting that pattern, getting that routine, all forms part of the process. So listen, 200 pull-ups so far. I want to do 1,000 pull-ups a day. That is the goal, and I don't see any physical reason why I can't get to that position. So I'm going to keep my mindset where it needs to be, and see how we get on. Okay, so 1,000 pull-ups complete today. Back to it, back on track. Feel absolutely incredible. I always get this when I get the fresh skin from when I've done the calluses, when I treat them. It starts to pucker up the skin. So it's probably a little bit more painful today, but it's part of the process. I'll moisturise the calluses tonight, the hands, and they will be ready for training tomorrow. So yeah, honestly, amazing session today. Really enjoyed it. Okay, so this is day 129 of the challenge. I've got 22,500 pull-ups remaining. Okay, I might be wearing the gloves today. I'll share more on that in a minute. See you in a minute. I love this city, Manchester, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to be staring at this now for a good few hours. But let's have a look what's happening today. So, okay, I've had these gloves for literally years and years. I don't know how long I've had them, and this is how they're worn in. So you can see, for example, it's got the holes in the leather gloves there. Now, the reason why I'm bringing them out today is because this is where my hands are at the moment. So there's no chalk on there, so you can see. I've dealt with the calluses within the last 3 days, but for some reason I'm still getting used to the bar, still getting used to the grip, but I want to get that number up. So it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups is going to be the target for today, but I want to go for 1,250 very soon, so I can keep in alignment and focus with my challenge within the challenge, which is to do the pull-ups within 152 days. So these gloves are going to make an appearance today, but listen, I will be very real with it. See how we get on. I will be chalking up on my hands, then putting the gloves on. So that's important to me because I don't want to get too much of a moisture build up. Okay, so that's 200 pull-ups complete so far. So here's the thing about wearing the gloves. My body temperature definitely does increase. If you think about it, it's no different than wearing a t-shirt and then deciding to put a coat on. invariably your body temperature is going to increase. So normally I train bare hands, now I'm putting on gloves. So I did notice that was really interesting. I forgot about that. Second thing, moisture build-up. Because my hand's getting warmer, there's more moisture. Moisture builds up on the inside of the glove. It's not majorly so. It's not like it gets sodden wet, but I can definitely feel that when I take my hand out, the chalk that I put on before I put my hand in the glove has almost come off. And of course, it will rub into the inside of the glove, but yeah, it just feels different. And I think the third thing is connection. If you think about it now, taking my bare hands and putting them on the bar, you can't get a better connection than that. You know, that sensory connection. As soon as you put something in the way of that, it's gonna take that sensory away. So I can feel that from the glove. But listen, so far the calluses aren't puckering. It is helping. I must admit, it is helping, but I'm going to see how we get on. So I've got 800 more pull-ups left to go, but I just wanted to give you a little stop check. Okay, so that is 1,000 pull-ups achieved. Listen, let me tell you, I've done the entire session using the gloves. Listen, I still prefer bare hands because there is undeniably a beautiful connection, because it is literally you touching the bar. So my hand is on the bar, I've got some chalk and that's about it. So you can't beat that level of connection. However, wearing the gloves today has helped in the sense of some of the calluses would normally pucker up a lot more than they have done, and they haven't this time. I'd say in terms of time management, it takes longer for me to prepare for the next range of pull-ups, adjusting the gloves, because when I'm putting my hands on the bar, what I don't want to do is get that roll of fabric from the glove, then place the hand on the bar, because what will happen is that will invariably create moisture build up and it can roll the skin on the inside. These are all the precision techniques that I'm talking about. So when I go to the bar to put my bare hands on with the chalk, I still focus on the hand placement. It's incredibly important, but there's more to think about when you've got the gloves on, because I have to place that hand on the bar but make sure that there's no rolling. Okay. Overall, really, really good. I may use them again for my next session. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. It's gone well today, but there's a lot more fiddly little things to do, like I have to take the glove off every time to stop the timer. Little things like that. So this is all about precision, timing, all that sort of stuff. But other than that, amazing session. I feel absolutely incredible, super high energy right now. So yeah, whatever you're doing, have an absolutely incredible day, and I will see you for day 130. So day 130, it's getting close. I've got 21,500 pull-ups remaining. I'm getting excited. Honestly, I really want to get to that 100,000 within the 152 days. So I'm focused, I'm ready for it. 1,000 pull-ups is the focus for today. Let me tell you, stepping up to the bar to say that I'm going to do 1,000 pull-ups, does it get easier? Yeah, I suppose it does. It does get easier because, in theory, the reality of the practice, the routine, it creates that cognitive recognition. So there's physical attributes and mental attributes to it. So it does get easy because I find my flow and find that rhythm. But it's still graft. It is still mentally and physically challenging. But I'm super excited and I'm ready for it right now. So 1,000 pull-ups, let's go. Okay, so that is 1,000 pull-ups complete today. That is day 130 complete. That leaves 20,500 pull-ups left. 20,500 pull-ups remaining. I can taste it, I can feel it. I'm getting there. It's been a beautiful session today. And I got chatting to somebody just throughout today's session, and they asked me about how I break down the process. So for example, doing the 1,000 pull-ups today, and we had this conversation, and it was really interesting because I think they found my explanation helped them anyway on their journey, but I'll share it with you. So I was talking about it's important that when I come into wherever I'm training to know what my training session is for that day. And here's the reason. Say I came in today and said, right, I'm going to dedicate, I'm just making this up now, I don't know, 4 hours to training today, and I'm going to do whatever I want in 4 hours. That is so wide scope because there's no real process in play. Like, what am I training today? What are my rest times? What are my reps? What is the volume of that? How many sets per exercise? What exercises? How many exercises should I do? There's lots of different component parts. Obviously, I appreciate now that I'm doing the pull-ups, and that is the majority of the exercise that I'm doing. But the point being is this: when I come in here and I know that the goal is 1,000 pull-ups, and then I have the process of how I break that down, so the reps, sets, blocks and milestones, you know, having that 5 reps max, resting for 30 seconds, then going again, having a block. So a block consists of 20 sets of 5 reps max, so 100, a block is 100, and then rest for 60 seconds, and then repeating that process. So for example, there's going to be 10 blocks if the challenge or the target is 1,000 pull-ups. But that process is a blueprint, and at any point, whatever's going on with myself, you know, with that mental focus, I can always refer to that, and then I use the timer, you know, the stopwatch, so I can measure my rest in between the pull-ups. So all of those things form part of a process which is measurable and manageable. So anyway, listen, we had a conversation with somebody that complains that trains completely different to me, but it was just, sometimes it's nice even for me just to talk about that process with somebody and visibly see their face change and say, that's really helped me, thanks for sharing that. So anyway, listen, that was a great highlight from today, but I'm ready for day 131. Okay, so this is day 131. I have got 20,500 pull-ups remaining. 1,000 pull-ups is the focus today, so that will take me over into and past milestone 8. So I'm feeling super fresh. Let's get to it. That is it. So that's 1,000 pull-ups complete. I've surpassed milestone 8. That's milestone 8. So I've now got 19,500 pull-ups remaining, and that feels just amazing to get underneath the 20,000 mark. So I'm feeling it. The hands are definitely feeling it, 100%. I had to put the gloves on today, and it has helped because it has helped prevent that additional roll-up of the skin. I talk about this quite a bit, but yeah. So the gloves have been there for me today, but it was 1,000 pull-ups yesterday, so 1,000 pull-ups today, and I'm feeling it. The majority of it is on the hands, but listen, I'm on this. So thank you for staying with me on this journey. See you soon. Okay, so this is day 132. I've got 19,500 pull-ups remaining, but it's been a good seven days or so since I did the pull-ups last. Things are going to ramp up now, so I've got 19,500 pull-ups remaining, and I want to do these within the 20 days. So that's going to be 1,000 pull-ups each session, and then one day there's going to be 500 pull-ups. So lots of focus, but listen, I'm having this. I'm on it. Okay, so I always knew that this day would come. So I've come to the training facility, and it is super busy. There is literally everybody that is on the rigs where I need to be. So do you know what? I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait. I should have got here earlier. So we'll get to it soon. Okay, so here we are. So I've got my little stepper. This is me. So it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups. Let's go. Okay, so since I've been training on this Techno Gym bar, as you can see here, it's ever so slightly curved. Okay, and I invariably always train on a straight bar. So this is how I started out in terms of my grip when I first arrived here. So I was on this bit here. Okay, so this was my grip here. Now you can see the bar angles down there. What I've transitioned into is this bit here. So literally, there's the break point there where the bar bends, and I've gone from being on that side to now being on that side. So it's a much wider grip, and you know something, it's beautiful. Absolutely loving it. Okay, so that is 1,000 pull-ups done. This is where we're at. So day 132 done, 1,000 pull-ups, 18,500 remaining, and it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups tomorrow. And the plan is it's just going to keep going at that pace. So far now, I've been doing 1,000 pull-ups each session for quite some time. All the data you can see on the Trello board. Just literally go to the project details and you can see how I break down literally everything every single time. But immense session today. So I'm going to do some stretch work now. So when I'm doing the stretch work, I'll do things like body weight squats. So it's really good, really useful for me just to stretch out, nice and slow, nice and engaged. I'll do some push-ups and just some general overall stretches, and then I'm gonna grab a sauna, steam, swim, and just really relax all the muscles, get that blood flow moving around. So that's me done. So I'm excited for day 133. Okay, so this is day 133. So I've got 18,500 pull-ups remaining. I'm on this. So no gloves today, fully chalked up. Listen, I can taste it. No major aches from yesterday, muscular-wise. Hands, no issues whatsoever. So I've got my gloves as a backup, but let's get to it. Okay, this is how the hands look, literally, before I start today. So I'm not looking to, I don't know why I'm showing that. Anyway, left. That's the right there. So we're getting on so far, so I have to watch out for these real deep indents, the cracks, that type of thing. So lots of chalk. And got to keep the moisture away. So I've got my, this is a new water bottle that I've got. Slightly smaller, only holds 600ml. But it does a job and it works and it's decent. Anyway, going to get chalked up now and get on with the pull-ups. Okay, so that is 600 pull-ups in. So right now I'm going to top up with my electrolyte. So it's a cool little feature on this bottle. It's got this little thing at the top. And I think the idea behind it is that you can put things like, say, fruit or tea bags or whatever beneath it, and those things don't come through. So you drink, so you don't end up drinking that through the spout, i.e. the bits of lemon, orange, whatever you want to put in there, or the tea bag. But I keep it in there. So literally now I just pop in. I've got just over a gram there of electrolytes. So calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so that leaves 17,500 pull-ups remaining. Feels beautiful to say that. Beautiful. Some issues with the hands today though. So I did put in the gloves around about 800 pull-ups in. Started to get a couple of blisters on the hand, on my left hand. And yeah, I just thought, put those gloves on. So it's not that the gloves necessarily add a tremendous amount of value, but what they do is they kind of put some cushion in there. I just think it helps with the pinching of the skin. So there is some value there to it, 100%, but of course moisture builds up. So when I don't have the gloves on, the moisture doesn't build up in the same way. When I put the gloves on, moisture builds up. So it's a different type of problem that I'm encountering, but I made that call, it made sense, and it's worked and it's got me through, so I'm very, very grateful. So listen, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, and putting the love out there, have an amazing day, and I will see you for the next day of the challenge. Oh, hang on, one sec, I'm just going to show you where I'm training, one sec. This is up there where I train, so there's 2 floors, so this is the first floor, that's the second floor. So I train on the second floor, so you can see, I'll try and zoom in a little bit. They're the rigs. So I train on one of those rigs, and I literally, once I'm there, that's what I'm looking out on. Manchester. It's beautiful. Beautiful work. Anyway, just thought I'd show you. Day 134, so 17,500 pull-ups remaining. I'm really tasting it now. It's going to be 1,000 pull-ups today. I'm going to get on it. Okay, so that's day 134 done. So 1,000 pull-ups. Just done a load of push-ups now. Close grip, some body weight squats, and reaching that 16,500 pull-ups remaining mark is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Hands, there you go, that's how they're doing. I'm going to have to tend to these a little bit, but it's good. No gloves today. I only sort of put those gloves on just in these last final stages because literally it's 1,000 pull-ups each session. So I'm excited. Roll on the next day. So listen, I thought this is worth mentioning. Since the 1st of October, I've not been drinking anything that's caffeine related. And that is unusual for me because I love my coffee, and normally I'd wake up in the morning and I'd grind those beans, get that coffee on, and have at least 2 cups of black coffee. It's now the 18th of November and I've not had any type of caffeine since that point, and the difference, like when I'm doing the training like I've just done now, like 1,000 pull-ups, invariably I get into some conversations with people and I can really whip into that high energy status. I can do that now, but the difference is when I've got the caffeine, I can feel like it just takes me to another level. So I genuinely don't know where I'm at right now, whether I'm going to have anything that's caffeine related, so like coffee, that type of thing. But honestly, it's a journey so far. I'm going to keep monitoring it and I'll keep sharing that with you. But I'd definitely say so far it's easier for me to compose myself and regulate those emotions, particularly when I'm doing high volumes, high levels of performance, such as the pull-ups today. So I'd say it's a good thing for me. That it is a good thing for me. But anyway, listen, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so this is day 135 of the challenge. So we've got 16,500 pull-ups remaining, and I can absolutely feel that I'm closing the gap on that. So it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups for today's session. But you know something, being at this point now, knowing that I'm so close to the finish line, honestly, I'd say the process, the journey has been, it's been a journey. Let's put it that way. At one point, doing say 500 pull-ups a day was the big challenge. Now it's 1,000 pull-ups, and I've been doing that now consecutively for the past 24, 25 days. Does it get easier? Yes, it does get easier. I suppose the more that I'm doing, it does get easier, but that forms part of the practice of doing that thing and getting used to it mentally and physically, and being persistent and patient and all of those things that I talk about in my videos. It's important, but ultimately I've got to show up for myself. So right now, there's no one that is taking my place. There's no one that I can just shoehorn and say, can you just be Phil Jessé? Can you just be me for the day? It's got to be me. And there are days when, I think, okay, I've got to bring it today. And some days are tougher than others. Some days it's more challenging mentally and physically. But, getting through that process, being on that journey, it's beautiful. And I think sharing a lot with people in real life along the way and having conversations, sharing bits of my knowledge, bits of my experience, and helping people in some way, that is that's a big reward for me as well, of course it is. But listen, I'm going to get day 135 underway, so 1,000 pull-ups is the focus. I'll see you soon. Okay, so this is so soothing. I had to show it you. So this chunk of chalk was, I broke this off a larger piece, and then over time I've been using it, and it's just so soothing. I had to show it. Look at that. It's like some obscure starfish. When I get a nice chunk of chalk like that, it's amazing, because I'm not a big fan of putting my hand in my chalk bag down there and just getting loads of powder, loads of chalk everywhere. I like getting a little nugget like that, so I can get it right in between all the nooks on the hand. But anyway, I had to share it. Okay, so that is day 135 complete. 1,000 pull-ups, 15,500 pull-ups remaining. Feels so good to say. I've done some slightly wider grip pull-ups today, and I sort of regret it a little bit. I went to the end of the bar. You can probably see just there on my little finger. All it is it's training in a slightly different hand grip than I normally would do. So I've just gone that little bit wider, but I could feel it, honestly. So I think I've shown you in a couple of videos back, I want to say day 34 or maybe even day 33, the bar that I'm using, the Techno Gym bar. So I went to the end point today for that, and it was beautiful, but the hands felt it. So literally within about 30 pull-ups, that callus was starting to sort of tear away. So I stopped that. But listen, sometimes you've got to try these things out to see how it feels. Since I've come here now and I've been doing the pull-ups, my grip has got progressively wider. But if I would have come in here straight away and gone straight into the wide grip on a slightly angled bar, not a precision straight bar, should we say, then it would have been a lot more challenging. So the progression to get to the wider grip, it's got to take time, and I've enjoyed it. So listen, today's pull-ups have been immense, but I've got to do it again tomorrow, and I'm on it. I am on it. Okay, so this is day 136 of the challenge. So I've got 15,500 pull-ups remaining. It's 1,000 pull-ups is the session for today. It's going to be a big slog, I can feel it. But you know what? Well, you actually need to know why. So I am not fasted. I've literally eaten so much food. It's unbelievable. Chocolate brownies, lots of delicious treats. So that is literally where I'm at, but it's not going to stop me doing the pull-ups. I probably shouldn't have shared all that with you. Well, listen, let's see how we get on. That is 1,000 pull-ups. I've just done a load of push-ups now and bodyweight squats, and honestly, I couldn't recommend this any higher. So after 1,000 pull-ups, getting that pulse and blood flow going is beautiful. So some real nice controlled, slow on the way down, slow on the way up, nice rhythmic, circular control in terms of the push-ups. Just really, really push from the elbow. Feels absolutely incredible. And then body weight squats, super deep, right down to the floor. That butt is going to get right down there. Flat feet, gorgeous. So I feel absolutely amazing now, and I've got 14,500 pull-ups left, and it feels absolutely incredible. So yeah, and this is the view. So there we go. I have a peek there, if you can see. Super dark now, but you know what? Great session today. So I'm excited about tomorrow. I'll get on it. Okay, so this is day 137. Nice and windy out in the square here. I'm feeling super fresh. 14,500 pull-ups remain. 14,500. I'm chiseling away at these. I really am, and it feels good. 1,000 pull-ups each session. This is a record for me. I have to have those pinch me moments where I keep thinking, I've been doing 1,000 pull-ups per session now for I think it's about 27 days or something like that. All the data you can check via my website, and you can see how the project is broken down. But yeah, it's a lot. So that's how we get on today. Hey, there we have it. That is 1,000 pull-ups done. 13,500 pull-ups remaining. Doing 1,000 pull-ups per session every day on the bounce. It's getting easier, but it's very challenging. Very challenging. The biggest pain points I would probably say are the hands. Might be difficult to say, I'm not too sure, but you just see here. So the colours are starting to build up. So I probably need to treat them in some way, just show them down a little bit. But to be honest with you, they're kind of helping me in a way, because sometimes when the calluses are taken right down and the skin is so fresh, it can be hard to create that natural pattern of fast. So you almost have to go through that pain barrier to do that, if that makes sense. When they're getting built up like they're doing now, it can be a benefit, it can be a bonus, as long as they get the hand placement precision. They kind of rest on their lion paws, bear paws, if you will. They just sit there. But of course, any slight movement, I'm going to feel that a lot more, and there's that risk of tear. But that's where the main pain points are. I'll be honest with you, no major niggles that I can think of elsewhere. And that isn't to say it's easy. It just gets easier because, of course, it forms part of practice, patience and persistence. It's that process. I'm doing that thing. I'm doing it often. So naturally, it's going to feel easier mentally and physically, but it's still challenging. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so this is the setup. So I've got this thing here. This is basically, super sharp. So this is for getting rid of dead skin. This is it's like a pumice. I think it's like a glass pumice, something like that. So these two things are really all I use. I've already just started the process. Sorry about this for anybody, but that is essentially, that is part of the calluses. So I've just started on this hand here. Started in this corner there. So I've just taken that callus down. I'm just working on this callus here, but you can see like the depths. I'll do my best to show you, one sec. That's what it's like looking at from the side, really ridgy. So I'm going to take those right down. That's what it looks like now. I've literally just started. It looks so much better. And then that's the right hand. I've not even touched this yet, but I'll be dealing with that. But that's where I'm at so far. That's what I'm dealing with. You can probably see that there. Okay, see how we get on. Okay, so this is after doing both hands. So literally that's what I'm dealing with. That's literally come away there, all the calluses there.
So this is how they look just after getting rid of the calluses using the blade there. Okay, so you can see it's shiny, so that's the new fresh skin underneath. But because I use a special type of moisturiser, the good thing is it gets through the callus, through the unwanted skin to the fresh skin. So that's why it looks nice and glistening now, which is good. And then this is the right hand, so you can literally see where I've removed those. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to buff them down using this. That's it, we're done. So that is literally the residue there, just from buffing down the hands. And this is how they look now from the start. So there's no moisturiser or anything that's gone on there. I've literally just got rid of any unwanted calluses. So if I show you from the side now, totally trimmed back. The skill is not going too short. Don't want to go too short down, because of course there's going to be a lot of sensitivity now, because this fresh skin that's come through, invariably when I'm on the pull-up bar and I'm hanging from the pull-up bar to do the pull-ups, naturally there's going to be gravity on the skin, so it's going to create that natural skin drag, which is always going to happen regardless. But it's important to not go too close. So that's the left hand there, and that is the right hand. So significantly different. It's amazing how you can literally look at the pattern on your skin and you can see where your pain points are. That's why it's so important. So I treat my hands on a daily basis using moisturiser. So after the pull-ups, in the evening, just before I go to bed, so it sets in overnight, and that keeps them nice and soft so they don't crack, because that's the thing. Because if you think about it now, callus is just a build-up of skin, and if that dries out, then it will crack and then it will become sore. So I keep it nice and moisturised. But when the calluses get too big, I take them down like I've done today. So listen, it's 1,000 pull-ups today, so I'm excited. The key will be the hand placement, so the precision techniques, which is what I talk about so often. So where I place the hand on the bar, they will start to then form the new calluses. So important. Anyway, I'm excited about the pull-ups. Let's get to it. Niche.
Okay, so this is day 138. I've got 13,500 pull-ups remaining. I literally feel like a kid in a sweet shop right now, because I can see that finish line. I can see the finish line, and the plan was to have a day's rest tomorrow and then come back on Saturday. But honestly, where I'm at right now, doing the 1,000 pull-ups per session consecutively each day is undoubtedly improving my recovery. But I think that's a whole host of things. So it's like what I talk about. So intermittent fasting, the nutrition, the sleep, all of those things. But honestly, I feel like I've got so much energy at the moment. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So 1,000 pull-ups is a focus for today's session. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. I know that. In this challenge and the challenge last year, for example, I've got COVID, and I became very, very unwell, and I was unable to train, took time out, and the recovery from that was, was tough. So I know that nothing's guaranteed, so that's why I take each moment as it comes. So I am on it. Let's go for day 138. Okay, so that's 1,000 pull-ups, 12,500 pull-ups remaining. Getting there. So the next milestone is to achieve milestone 9, which will be 90,000 pull-ups, leaving 10,000 pull-ups remaining. And that's going to happen very, very soon. Very, very soon. So the plan is no training tomorrow. So next session is going to be on Saturday. You'll be able to see all this anyway. Just go to my website, go to the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project, and you can see all the details there. It's all laid out on a Trello board. But amazing session, and the hands are doing well as well. So, as you know, you watched me. I did them earlier on today. Might be a little bit hard to tell here, but feeling good, feeling fresh though. That fresh skin. It's so important. The hand placement, that precision technique, so that the patina builds up exactly where I want it to be. And no complaints today. That's all I'll say. So that is day 138 done. Okay, so it's day 139 of the challenge. So I've got 12,500 pull-ups remaining. And it's super fresh today. So it's 2 degrees in Manchester, and it's beautiful sunshine. I love the weather when it's like this. So literally not a cloud in the sky, super fresh, 0 wind, 0 rain. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just out here now, just having my peppermint tea. And you know what? I'm just taking this time for myself. And it is really important because in a bit I'm going to be doing 1,000 pull-ups and I'll have lots of time in solitude, but it's a different type of time. So what I'm talking about now, this right now for me, I'm going to focus on literally being in this present moment. So it's referred to as mindfulness, but I'm just going to break it down simple for you. I won't be on my phone, on my device. I'm just going to be literally walking around the grounds here, drinking my peppermint tea, just focusing on my breath and just having a look at what's going on in the city and just seeing things from a different perspective. So getting out of my head and just seeing what's going on in the world and being present in this moment, because this is the only thing that is real right now. And I'm excited because the challenge is going where it needs to go. Of course, the pressure's on, but I generally do perform well under pressure. So I'm excited about later on. So we'll see how we get on. How are you doing? So today is day 140. So 1,000 pull-ups for day 139, but I never I never did my end of video, which I always do. So my apologies on that. I did the pull-ups, did my push-ups, bodyweight squats, and then just went for swim, sauna, jacuzzi, all that sort of stuff, and just completely forgot. It was a grind that day. I'll be honest with you. I just had a couple of issues with the top part of my neck. So I had some knots in there. So I've dealt with those since. But other than that, I feel great. So day 140, I've got 11,500 pull-ups remaining, and it feels absolutely incredible to say that. So the focus for today, the target for today is 1,000 pull-ups. Nothing is guaranteed. My mindset is where it needs to be though. So I'm focusing on 1 pull-up at a time, and I want to get those 1,000 pull-ups in, and that'll leave me with 10,500 pull-ups remaining. So I better get to it then. Okay, so that's it. So that is 1,000 pull-ups done. So day 140 complete. That is 10,500 pull-ups remaining, and I want to get under that 10,000 mark. So I am looking forward to day 141. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so this is day 141, 10,500 pull-ups remaining, so 1,000 pull-ups is the focus for today, and that'll smash me through milestone 9, so I'll have 9,500 pull-ups remaining. Just saying that out loud now, that the thought of that, it just feels different, just being under the 10,000 mark. So I'm very excited. But listen, nothing's guaranteed. I say this a lot. So lots of focus today.
I'm not going to be reading Audible today. Today I'm going to be listening to some music, some great tunes that are out at the moment that I'm excited to get into. So yeah, I'm going to get to it. See you very soon. Okay, so that is 1,000 pull-ups. I've broken through milestone 9 achieved. So that's 90,000 pull-ups. So I've actually got now 9,500 pull-ups remaining. And it feels incredible, absolutely incredible to say that. I would definitely say, looking at my progress since I've been doing 1,000 pull-ups each session, I would definitely say that my hormones have definitely been tested, should we say? And what I mean by that is, like now, I feel like an ultimate warrior. I should be tired, and I should want to lie down, but I don't. I want to continue. It's a very high frequency to be on. It's a beautiful frequency to be on. But yeah, honestly, it is a grind. It's mentally grind and physically grind. Just showing you the hands here. So this is my left hand. So no major concerns, no major things to talk about. Looking as they should do. So grip's looking good. No major aches or pains. I had a little neck issue the other day, but that's completely gone. That was just I just needed to do some scapular raises, some weighted scapular raises, just to elongate the spine and just really flex out those muscles and those ligaments and tendons. But honestly, I feel absolutely incredible. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to see you very soon. Okay, so this is day 142 of the challenge. I've got 9,500 pull-ups remaining. To get under the 10,000, to reach milestone 9, has been so exciting to get there. So, it is 1,000 pull-ups, that's the focus for today. I'm planning on now looking at the data, and I've been planning to work towards this date for some time, but the 12th of December to finish the challenge. That is the plan, the 12th of December. I don't know whether that will happen. Of course, nothing's guaranteed. But looking at the data, planning forward, it is achievable. So I'm super excited. So many people have been asking me what I'm going to do on the final day. What is going to be the challenge in terms of how am I going to celebrate, or am I going to do anything special? Truth is, right now I have no idea. I can just tell people when the date is, and just let people be themselves. There are incredible people out there, and they like doing things that are creative. So I have no idea what's going to happen yet, but I'll know. Hopefully, I'll know nearer the time. But I'm going to get to it now. So it's 1,000 pull-ups, day 142, 9,500 pull-ups remaining. 1,000 pull-ups. Okay. 8,500 pull-ups remaining. So, one step closer. Don't know what else to say. Super excited. Okay. I'm ready for tomorrow. How are we doing? Day 143. So 8,500 pull-ups remaining. 1,000 pull-ups is the focus for today's session. Tuesday the 12th of December, that is going to be the final day. That's what I've planned. That's what I'm projecting and planning towards. So, yeah, I'm very excited to get to that point. I don't want to talk about me for a second. I want to talk about you. So right now, you may be watching this video and you may be embarking on your own personal challenge project, whatever that is. Or you may be thinking about starting your own personal challenge project. Know this. If you are already embarking on your challenge, then listen, I wish you the best of luck, because your mental and physical resilience will build as you continue on your journey.
if you are thinking about starting your own personal challenge project and you've never done one before, try and connect it to something that you are excited about doing, whatever that is, and think about your reason why that particular personal challenge project. But enjoy it. That's the key thing. Understand why you're doing that particular personal challenge project and lean into enjoyment, because there will be times when it'll be extremely mentally and physically challenging. But remember, you started that personal challenge project, so focus on yourself, and I wish you the best of luck. So right now I'm going to get to the pull-ups. 1,000 pull-ups is the focus for today. Nothing is guaranteed, I always say that. So I better get to it. That is such a niche angle to film at. My beard looks like a bag of white candy floss. Niche. So listen, that's 1,000 pull-ups achieved today. 7,500 pull-ups remaining. There are some pain points today. It's the hands, it's my left hand, it's the little finger. I'll show you one sec. Don't know whether you can see it there. It's just started to really sort of cramp up, if you will. So what I'll do with that to overcome that that cramping sensation is I will get lots of hot water, then cold water, and I'll use the Ono roller that I've been using, which is going to help move around the tendons and ligaments in a different way. Honestly, it has been a game changer for me. Initially, it was kind of like a fidget toy, if you will, but it's turned into so much more than that. But I'll share more on this. I'm going to do a review on it. But yeah, proper niche. Look at that! You can see the light through the candy floss. Okay, I'm almost at the finish line. I'm going to go. I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so this is day 144, Sunday. Day 144 should have been Saturday, yesterday, but I took that as a day's rest, so it's going to be full on now. So it's going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, basically until I've completed the pull-ups, and it's 1,000 pull-ups is today's focus. So I'm not fasted at all. I've eaten a lot of food today and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, with it being the Christmas run up now. So fully hydrated though. I'm going to take my time, follow the reps, sets, blocks and milestones process, stay focused. The finish line is there, I can see it, I'm super excited, so I'm going to go and get on it. Listen, that is not a bad view. To be doing the pull-ups and looking over that, it's gorgeous. So it feels so Christmassy. Super fresh out there, super cold out there. Absolutely beautiful conditions, that's what I love. So 1,000 pull-ups achieved today. That leaves me with 6,500 pull-ups remaining. And I will be training tomorrow. But you know what, I've just spent a good 10 minutes or so chatting to somebody in here, and this is what we talked about. We talked about stories. You know, why do things start? You know, why did I start 100,000 pull-ups? Why did I start 50,000 pull-ups last year? Why did I even get into calisthenics? How did I get into it? Why do I do intermittent fasting? When did I start intermittent fasting? Why am I still doing it now? All these things. And it was such an interesting conversation. And here's the thing, when I have conversations like that, it invokes things in me and other people. So I'm learning from this person, I'm sharing my knowledge and experience with them, vice versa. So it's a nice knowledge exchange. And you know what? That's that's one of the first times that I've had that here so far, because obviously I've not been training there for that long. But it was amazing. So I'm feeling super high energy frequency right now and super ready for tomorrow. So I'm loving training here, I'm loving training on the bar, and I'm loving doing the super wide grip pull-ups that I've worked my way up to so far. Okay, let's get to it tomorrow. Okay, I've got 6,500 pull-ups left. I've just put a post out there today to say that Tuesday, the 12th of December, is going to be the final day. And I put it out there publicly. And you know something, when I do that, it really makes it feel real. It really brings it to life. I think I sort of do thrive off that pressure. I mean, by putting that out there, there's no guarantee at all whatsoever, but it gets me excited, and it is logically possible, to do that. So today's Monday, so it's going to be 1,000 pull-ups today, 1,000 pull-ups Tuesday, 1,000 pull-ups Wednesday, 1,000 pull-ups Thursday, 1,000 pull-ups Saturday, 1,000 pull-ups Monday, and 500 pull-ups on Tuesday, the final day. Now, the reason why I did it like that, I'll be dead honest with you, I wanted the last day to create an opportunity to be able to engage with people. If they wanted to come along, have a chat, that type of stuff, and doing the 1,000 pull-ups, it would definitely create more of a challenge or an interference for me, and I want to be realistic with it as well. I want to create something whereby I can end on that high, but still engage with people and sort of enjoy that day, if that makes sense. So, bit of waffle there, but basically, I'm going to end on the 500. So nothing is guaranteed. So what things are going to get in my way? Well, it's going to be me. So this is going to be something physical. Invariably, it's normally going to be something to do with the hands. So the hands aren't too bad now at all. There's no major sort of tears. So it's the tears that are the big problem. Having calluses is not a problem. Having tears in the calluses can be a problem. It depends how deep they are. And I don't have anything like that at the moment. So I've really kept on top of these. I'm literally dealing with my hands 2-3 times a week, something like that at the moment. No major aches on the muscles, the ligaments or the tendons. No, I feel really good. So it's going to be on the mental side. It's going to be, have I got what it takes to get through today's session and the following sessions to get down to the final stages of completing the 100,000th pull-up. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what I think anyway. So I'm going to go and do the pull-ups very, very shortly. But before I do, I'm going to finish my peppermint tea. I'm going to focus on my breathing meditation. I'm going to get that mindset to where it needs to be. And then it's 1,000 pull-ups. Okay. Look at that. That is beautiful. So that is what I'm going to be looking out upon when I'm doing the pull-ups very, very shortly. So I'll be up there, somewhere up there. That's gorgeous. Okay, it's super fresh, the way that I like it. Lots of breathing meditation. I'm ready to go. Okay, so 5,500 pull-ups remaining, 1,000 pull-ups done today. So what I'm doing now is I'm just focusing on my stretch work. So what I'll literally do is I'll get in this position where I'm sort of on my toes are curled in on my feet, resting on my knees, and I'll just stretch out with my arms like that, really stretch out the back muscles and the spine. So I'll do lots of different types of stretches. This isn't a specific type of stretch or anything like this. I just go with how I'm feeling. That's literally what I do. So that's it. Oh, that feels so good there. So that stretch there really opens up. On the last side, that feels beautiful. Okay, so listen, I'm proud of myself for today. 1,000 pull-ups done, 5,500 pull-ups remaining. The finish line is so close. It is so close. I'm excited about tomorrow. So it's happening again tomorrow. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so this is day 146 of the challenge, 5,500 pull-ups remaining. So I've been averaging now at just over 650 pull-ups each session. Even just saying that out loud now, I mean, that is unbelievable. I know at the moment it's 1,000 pull-ups each session, and I've been doing that for the last probably 35 sessions, something like that, but still, you know, it is a it is a large number to think about. But remember, it's one pull-up at a time. It's focusing on that. So those 5,500 pull-ups remaining, I'm going to do those today. So we're on Tuesday today. So I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday next week, and then I'm done. And that's it. I'm really enjoying myself, honestly. And I'm meeting so many different people here as well. So there's a beautiful community here. So it's nice to share that knowledge, share that experience, but also, you know, learn from others and meet different people. So I'm going to get to it. Let's get those pull-ups done. Okay, right, so let me just say I've done the 1,000 pull-ups. I want to rush to the next bit. It's not about me, it's about somebody else. So I've just done my pull-ups now. And throughout the process, there was somebody behind me. So I can kind of see in front of me, like their reflection, if you will. Just gets up there and starts doing muscle ups after muscle up after muscle up after muscle up. I must have clocked about 15 muscle ups straight in a row. Incredible, absolutely incredible. So I told that person, I said, listen, that's amazing. Just popped out of nowhere and started doing that manoeuvre. So that is my highlight of today. That level of energy that was there is such a complex movement. The muscle up is such a complex movement. So when I see somebody performing it and then performing it for endurance, for high volumes, and then speak to them afterwards and they're hardly out of breath, that's when you know that person has been practicing. So anyway, that is my highlight from today. 4,500 pull-ups remaining of the challenge, and I'm so ready for it. So ready for it. So right now it's going to be push-ups, bodyweight squats, sauna, jacuzzi, cold shower, all that sort of stuff. I'm excited for tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Four and a half thousand pull-ups remaining. 4,500 pull-ups remaining. So right now I know that is going to be Wednesday today, Thursday tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, final day Tuesday. Okay, so you remember what I always talk about, what keeps or drives me, what keeps me going when I need it the most. You should always connect to your why. So why am I doing the 100,000 pull-ups? Why this particular challenge? And I always remind myself of the why, and that keeps me pushing through. So that's the mental aspect of it, that's the mindset. That's where I'm at right now. But I do feel very, very grateful to be at this point, but super excited also. So it is going to be 1,000 pull-ups today. That's a focus. Starting to get to know a few more people around here now. Obviously I've not been here training that long, but that's nice. Some really, really nice people here, with lots of different training regimes, which is great to see. So let's get to it. 1,000 pull-ups done. 3,500 left. They're the mitts so far. So I'm going to have to treat these. Probably treat these tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow is going to be another 1,000 pull-ups, so I might do it day after that. Yeah, these are little pain points at the moment. They're like Bernie pressure pads, but that'll go. So I'll soak these in a bit and then apply moisturiser on overnight. Usual routine. Then get up tomorrow, do the pull-ups. So yeah, feeling awesome. The end is almost here, or should I say the finish line. I feel excited. I feel grateful to be at this point. Knowing that something's going to be over as well. I suppose I said this for the last challenge. There's always going to be that sense of almost sense of loss, but it balances out with that sense of achievement, sense of accomplishment, and the journey, the process, what it's taken to get to this point. That undeniably, that's the secret sauce. The journey, every pull-up, every session, all the things that go into it beforehand, afterhand. That's where all of the learning, the knowledge, skills, experience, all that sort of stuff, that's where that lives. So, and I can recall on that at any given moment, because of course, they're all wonderful memories and experiences for me. Remember that I've been documenting the whole project, which you can access on the Trello board. Literally just go to my website there and you can see all the details regarding the project and how it's all broken down, but you probably know that already. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so this is day 148 of the challenge. 3,500 pull-ups remaining, and I'm going to achieve those today, tomorrow, the next day, and the final day, Tuesday. So 1,000 pull-ups a day, and then the final day is going to be 500. It feels absolutely amazing to get to this point right now. I've been properly chilling out over the past couple of days as well, sinking into the Christmas spirit, eating loads of delicious, indulgent foods. Definitely overeating way more than I normally would. But you know what? I'm going to burn it off with these pull-ups. But yeah, super excited to get to this point. So yeah, 1,000 pull-ups. I'm feeling super fresh. I've not treated the hands in any way at all in terms of getting rid of the calluses. There's no point at this stage. There's no point in creating fresh skin. If anything, it'll hinder me in the early stages. And the truth is, I've only got 4 days left, so I'm going to keep going. So I've got no major pain points whatsoever. I've just got pure excitement about getting to that finish line. So I will get there 100%, but I've got to get 1,000 pull-ups done for day 148 today. Okay, that is day 148 done. So that is 1,000 pull-ups achieved. There's only 2,500 pull-ups remaining. That is it. That is all that is remaining. And you know something, I feel like I want to do it right now, but listen, there's a plan, there's a process, there's a system in place. I'm going to stick to that. I'm extremely grateful to be at this point now. Listen, thank you so much for staying with me on this journey. I really do mean that, honestly. I've met some incredible people along the way, made some great relationships, shared lots of knowledge, experience, gained knowledge and experience from other people, shared loads of stories, and that is the big thing for me, the stories, the journey, the process, because on Tuesday I will do the 100,000th pull-up in this personal challenge project, and that project will be complete, but the journey is the key. Journey is the key. Okay, so I'm going to do some push-ups, do some bodyweight squats, usual routine, get that blood flow, that pose and blood flow moving around, and then I'm going to go and eat. Okay, see you tomorrow. So, day 149, 2,500 pull-ups remaining. It feels so good to be at this point. I remember when I was at the last challenge last year, the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 personal challenge project, and I remember closing in on the final pull-ups day,
and that build-up was immense. That energy that I was feeling, the vibes from different people that I was surrounding myself with, it's a good feeling, because of course I'm doing a personal challenge project right now, but other people are on their own journey, and I'm getting to know people here as well, and it is exciting to be sharing that and to be finding out about them doing their thing. So 2,500 pull-ups left. 1,000 pull-ups today is the focus. I feel good. I've still not touched the calluses. The hands are still where they need to be at. It's just closing in on that last day, but I'm enjoying it. That's the thing. Do you know what? I always say this. If you are going to do something, whatever that thing is, so whether it's a personal challenge project or something to really challenge yourself as part of your journey, whatever that thing is, you've got to be connected to it in some way. There's got to be an element of enjoyment there. Otherwise, what is the point in doing it? And I can honestly say that I'm enjoying this experience, and I've fully enjoyed the experience along the way. And listen, there has been, as you know, if you've followed the journey right from the beginning and you've watched all the different days as I've vlogged them, I've had some challenges, some physical challenges, some mental challenges, of course, but that's part of the process. That's part of the journey, and that's where the learning is, that's where the growth is, the development, all part of the reflection, all the good memories, all that good stuff. So to get to this point right now feels amazing. It really does. So you know what I'm going to say? Let's get to it. 1,000 pull-ups. 1,000 pull-ups. 1,500 left. 1,500 left. One pull-up. 1,500 times left. Okay. Highlights from today. I would say the calluses are starting to really, they're getting big now, so they're starting to really sort of pucker up. It might be difficult for you to see here. As I say, I'm not going to do anything with them in terms of shaving them down. I'm just going to keep moisturising, but other than that, it's been an amazing session. So some push-ups now, but I'd say my top left, it's one of my traps. It just feels a little bit tight. So I'm gonna deal with that. But other than that, I am superbly on it. I'm very excited. So it is 1,000 pull-ups tomorrow. So Monday tomorrow, 1,000 pull-ups. And then Tuesday, the final 500 pull-ups. See you soon. So this is it. This is the day before the final. So there's 1,500 pull-ups left in total. It's going to be 1,000 pull-ups. That is the target for today, and 500 pull-ups will be the target for Tuesday, 12th of December. So I'm going to be starting the challenge tomorrow, the remaining 500 pull-ups at 10 a.m. And normally it takes me around about 90 minutes or less to complete 500 pull-ups, but to be honest with you, with filming, with chatting to people and all that sort of stuff, it's going to take whatever it takes, but essentially between 10 and 12 I will complete the 100,000th pull-up. So I am very excited, of course I am, but I've still got 1,000 pull-ups to go today, and nothing is guaranteed, but I feel super fresh, super ready for it, so I'm going to get to it. Okay, so that's it. So that is day 150 complete. So 1,000 pull-ups complete today. That leaves 500 pull-ups left for tomorrow. So I'm going to do those 500 pull-ups. So that will mean that I will complete the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 Personal Challenge Project in 151 days. And I'm so excited and I cannot wait, honestly. I'm so pumped right now. So, done my push-ups, done my bodyweight squats. I am going to fuel up today and I'm going to get so ready for tomorrow. It's been beautiful today, honestly. So many people training pull-ups in here and it's amazing to see. Okay, see you tomorrow. So this little guy, I absolutely love him. He is the first thing that I see when I open up the wardrobe to get my gym bags and get sorted out. This is what I see. This is my little mascot. So he knows that today is the final challenge. 500 pull-ups remaining. So this is the exact same outfit that I wore when I completed the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 challenge last year. This t-shirt and these shorts. Now I'm not saying they're lucky, but there's definitely something there. So I wanted to wear these for the final day of the 100,000 pull-ups challenge. So the bag's all packed, but I've got the essentials. So this is the Richard Kent comb. This is to keep the beard where it needs to be, and I've got my little moustache comb, little Kent moustache comb. Got to have the essentials. Without these, it is literally game over for me for the challenge. This is next level. I'm going to have to talk about this in a separate video, but essentially this is what looks after my calluses. This is what they look like literally when I get up in the morning, so they don't look that great if I'm honest. But these are going to be functional for me today because they built up over time. But after the challenge, I will deal with these, and I will make them much smaller. So I'll sand these down, shade these down. But this is next level. So I literally use this on my face, on my hands, in my beard. I'll even put some of this on my bald head. Honestly, this is amazing. So I've got my second bag packed here. I love this bag, it's amazing. So I'll carry in here. Yeah, there's nothing in there yet, so what I will put in there will be, one sec, I'll keep my little supplement pot. So in here I will keep my electrolytes, so I can top up with my water as I'm drinking it throughout the challenge today. So I'll just literally pour little bits of this into the water. These are amazing, dead light, super easy, just screw caps. You just put literally, I put my powders in there and that just pops in there like that. AirPods go in there. I've got an old pair of AirPods that basically I use for the gym, and I use those because there's something slightly wrong with them, but it means that I can get my chalky hands all over them and I don't have to worry about them, but yeah, they essentially do the job. And then in here I've got my chalk bag, my moon climbing chalk bag. Amazing, fits in super tight. And then where is it now? Yeah, God, my Joby. So this is what I use to hold my iPhone. So that's pretty much everything. Okay, final part of the process before I get out the door. I've got to put on the Vivos. So I absolutely love these. I didn't have these for the last challenge last year. I got these specifically for this challenge, but they are absolutely amazing. So if you've ever owned a pair, you'll know exactly what I mean. They are super wide in the foot, low profile, but more importantly, they're just really, really comfortable. And I like the fact that they are that they're all black. So a bit dirty there, but black sole, black everything, just super snuggly. And apparently they are absolutely incredible running shoes. Not that I would know. And the signature hat. where would the challenge be without this hat? Literally, as soon as I put this on and people see my grey candy floss beard wafting in the wind, it's just, it's the signature piece. This is probably the real mascot. This is the jacket that has kept me literally warm throughout the challenge. Amazing, honestly, next level. Super lightweight, windproof. It's not waterproof, water resistant, but amazing. I replaced this, ready for the new challenge this year. Awesome. Not getting the lift. This is the cardio workout. 100% before the pull-ups. So, just walking across the square now. Super fresh today. I love days like this. I'll tell you what I'll be doing later. I'll be getting some nice walks around Deansgate Castlefield. 100%. 100%. Okay, so I'm just walking into the club now. They don't know that I'm coming up, so I'm not going to point my camera the other way, because sometimes people, they don't like being filmed, which is completely understandable. Louis, how are you doing? Are you alright to be on YouTube? Are you sure? Okay. So this is Louis. How are you doing, sir?
All good.
So,
Watch the big man.
oh, do you know what? Louis is awesome. I met Louis. Obviously, you know that I've only been here for a short space of time, but he's been following the journey, and he's into challenges and pushing the mind and pushing the body himself. So he's here today. So I'm super excited.
And they're supporting. Listen, I do it myself. I love people who are there to push themselves one way or another. Phil's a blueprint of that, so I'm happy to be here watching him finish off 100,000 pull-ups.
Amazing, amazing. Right, let's get to it.
Let's get involved.
Okay, so I am in the club. There's only one person in so far. Two people. So now I've got to select my rig. So there's 3 rigs to choose from here. What do I want to do? You know what? I'm going to select the one right at the end. So this is going to be me. I'll just get rid of this bench here. I'll get set up. So give me a sec.
Right, it might be difficult to get it open now, but hopefully the microphone will pick it up. But I'm about to start today, 151, the challenge. Found the pull-ups, here's the focus today. So a nice super wide grip on these techno gym bars. So we've got a nice wide grip, pronated, thumbs over. Feet together, then pop off. That's it. So my usual signature 5 reps max. Nice one, that's it.
Okay, so that is 200 pull-ups complete so far. It is never this quiet in here. So I just thought I'd do a little film from this angle for you. It is a beautiful view. Honestly, it's a great place to train. You know what, to be at this point right now whereby I've almost completed my 100,000th pull-up, this is what I want to say to anybody that is considering starting pull-ups for themselves for the very first time. Listen, let me tell you something. When I first started out, I was absolutely dreadful. It was awful. It was a really bad experience. And I know I'm not selling it to you right now, but what I want to say is this. Keep your expectations. In fact, don't have any expectations. Just be yourself. Just find your flow as you start to get into it. But know this.
It's like anything, you have to practice that thing. The more you practice, the better at that thing you will get. And that's where the patience comes in. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. Know that things take time to develop, but be persistent and keep showing up for yourself. Because honestly, when I started in the beginning, I had all these ideas about, right, I need to do this many pull-ups in a row. I need to be this fast or this slow, or my grip needs to be this, or I need to be doing more than that person over there. What are they doing? Why can't I do what they're doing? All of these things were going through my mind. Absolutely 100%. And that was part of the journey. So back then I didn't know what I didn't know, but this is what I would say to my younger self starting out in the beginning. Yeah, practice, be patient, but be persistent. Look around for inspiration from other people. So if you know somebody that you think, wow, they're performing a really nice pull-up with good precision technique, ask them how they do it, how long they've been training for, because invariably I think most people would share that level of knowledge and experience with somebody else. And then find out for yourself. Use resistance bands. If you've got access to them, resistance bands are absolutely amazing. I still use resistance bands now myself. Resistance bands are excellent at helping focus on precision technique so you can perform that movement that you want to perform. But it is a beautiful, beautiful exercise to pull up. It's a complex exercise, but you can simplify it by understanding it more and make it unique to you. Okay, enough chat from me. I've got 300 more pull-ups left to go. Quick stop check. Checking on the calluses. Look at those gnarly edges. Look at that. Oh. You could balance something on that. Anyway, let's chatter. Okay, so 400 pull-ups complete so far. 100 pull-ups remaining, the final 100. It feels immense to be at this point. It really, really does, honestly. I'm a big advocate, as you know, for the powerful connection between mental health and physical health. There are so many incredible hormones that are released. It's such a natural thing that we can tap into. So I just feel absolutely euphoric right now to be at this point. But I want to remind you just one more time that at one point in my life, I could not do a pull-up. In fact, it was worse than that. I went from the lat pull-down machine, thinking I'll just be able to smash out some pull-ups, no problem. That is not the case. And at the time, my ego took a massive hit. Of course it did. And I put myself into shame, and I was thinking everybody's thinking, why can't this guy do the pull-ups, all that sort of stuff. And the truth is, they're just stories that I make it up in my head. Reasons to get in the way of me. And I had to acknowledge that and realise that things take time, practice is needed. And I had to really connect as to why I really wanted to perform the pull-up. And at the time, I saw videos on YouTube, and I just thought it looks incredible. Calisthenics, it's a bodyweight movement. They train it in the military, all that sort of stuff. It's a very complex movement, and I would love to take on the challenge of trying to understand what that looks like. You got to be kind to yourself. You got to remember that there'll be people in your circle, people that you're surrounded with, that will push you authentically. They will push you because they want you to be your best version of you, and there will be people around you that aren't that interested, aren't that bothered, and of course there will be people that don't want you to succeed in whatever that may be. That's when it comes down to you as an individual. So doing solo pursuits like the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 is a personal challenge project. It's a solo pursuit. It's up to me to do this, but I'm very mindful about the people that I have in my circle that I surround myself with. But when it comes down to the challenge right now, doing this is my mindset. This is me, this is my body, my mind-body connection. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on. But yeah, if you want to get into pull-ups, if you want to perform a pull-up, let me tell you, you will. You will get there. And I'm going to share everything with you. I'm going to share all of the pitfalls, all of the failures from me, as well as the successes. And I thank you for staying with me on this journey. But right now, I've got 100 more pull-ups left to go. Let's get to it. Okay, so this is it right now. So I've done 495 pull-ups. The last 5 pull-ups remaining. My good friend Louis is going to film that. So if the filming's dodgy, it's on Louis. No, it'll be me. Only joking. He's going to capture the moment. So I'm super grateful that he's here to do that. And he'd like to do it and all that sort of stuff. So it's amazing. He's a super top guy. Here we go.
In then. Final 5. 100,000 pull-ups. 2023. 4, 3, 2, 1. He's done. He's done. Just what a guy.
Amazing, honestly. People say that I should have taken a photo of what my back looked like before, but I haven't done that. But maybe Louis can film it now. I don't know. I'll stand. I don't know.
He's got bat wings. He's going to be flying now rather than walking.
That's it.
Well done, mate. Oh my God.
Louis, nice one, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Louis, yeah, if you come over here, Louis, one sec. Still rolling. Hang on, let me just put these in. The world's least expensive camera equipment that is fully effective. So, Louis, there he is. Thanks, mate. Thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. Louis taken a massive interest in the journey that I've been on, and he embarks on challenges himself. So, as always, I'm going to put the details in the description so you can check out Louis' socials. If you're okay, I can put all that sort of stuff in there. Amazing, amazing. So, I'm going to stop rolling in a minute, but the final video. Oh, don't worry about that. There we go. So it's done. The challenge is done. Let's get to it. Let's eat. Okay. How does it feel doing 100,000 pull-ups? I've been asked that 5 times today. How does it feel to complete the 100,000 pull-ups challenge? And this is what I'm going to say. It feels like an immense sense of achievement, but at the same time, it's a sense of loss, because when you embark on a large, audacious challenge, whatever that is, whether it's a marathon, ultra-marathon, climbing Mount Everest, doing 100,000 pull-ups in 2023, whatever that thing is, invariably that challenge is it's lengthy in terms of days, hours, that type of thing. So it's not just like one day I'm going to do this thing and it'll be over in a day. It's like it takes time, calendar time, to go through those days, weeks, months. So every day when I get up, I know that I'm one step closer to the finish line. And when you reach that finish line, it's a euphoric sensation, because you're reminded in microseconds of all of the memories that are the journey. Because the journey for me now, it lives up in here and it lives on the camera. So the video footage that I've taken, the conversations that I've had, the people that I've shared my knowledge and experience with along the way, the people that have shared their stories, their knowledge, their experience with me along the way, all of those things, that's the journey, and that stays with me forever. So to reach the 100,000 pull-up and complete the challenge, yeah, that's why it's that balance of high sense of achievement, accomplishment, that a feeling of success, if you will, but also a sense of loss. So I'll talk about this more in other videos, because there are a lot of questions that I get asked. I'm gonna do a Q&A on that to share the insight on it. But listen, it has been an immense day today. Lots of high frequency, positive energy around. But the data is this. 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 challenge, completed in 152 days, averaging, I think it was 328 pull-ups per session. 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project, completed in 151 days, averaging around about 662 pull-ups per session. So the question is, what's next? And I keep getting asked that, what is next for me? Well, if you write down that information in front of you now, you'll see that there's a pattern. 50,000 pull-ups completed, 152 days. 100,000 pull-ups completed in 151 days. So that must mean, logically, the next cycle would be